the diversity of atmosphere and weather that we have seen, but this is by far the best day of the bunch that we have had in 2026 in NASCAR.
Pat Patterson, we're getting ready to go green.
Lights off on the pace car. First 5 rows, here's how they'll start. Row number 5, William Byron to the outside. Ty Gibbs to the inside. Row 4, Christopher Bell and A.J. Allmendinger. Row number 3, Michael McDowell and Chase Elliott. It'll be Ryan Blaney along with Chase Briscoe. And on the front row and set to go is Ross Chastain and Tyler Reddick. We're ready to turn them loose in Cota.
Toyota Camry XSE pace car has hit pit lane. Green flag is in the air, and we are racing in the Duramax Texas Grand Prix. It's Reddick and Chastain up to turn 1.
37 drivers, each with a different agenda. Chase Briscoe quickly shoots it 3 wide. He'll go to the lead, but he overshoots the corner, as does everybody else. That makes room for Chase Elliott to now go for the lead, but Chase Briscoe now safe away with the lead as they enter turn number 2 and into the S's.
Treacherous at the start. They get to get single file to get through the S's as it goes. Chase Briscoe down through the belly of the right turn of turn 4, left through turn 5. Second is Tyler Reddick. Third is Ross Chastain. Ryan Blaney 4th. Chase Elliott 5th as Ty Gibbs goes really fast into turn 6A and picks off a couple of cars.
A bold opening corner move for Chase Briscoe propels him to the race lead to the back straightaway for the first time. Has a car length on Tyler Reddick, who looks to outbrake him into turn number 12. Has to settle back in the line. 1 car length back, and now Reddick's not done yet. Immediate crossover move to driver's right into turn number 13. Is able to pull up alongside Briscoe to try to retake the top spot. All of this side-by-side battling right in front of Ross Chastain, Ryan Blaney, and Chase Elliott. They've singled out in the second half of the top 5. It's Briscoe by a half a car length out of the stadium section and into 16.
Side by side, that's where Briscoe is at the moment with Reddick. Reddick drops right in behind him. Call it 2 car lengths back. Chastain 2 car lengths back in third. Then it's a few more back to Ryan Blaney. Safely through turn number 19. All those cars swing out wide now and go down to first gear to set up for turn number 20.
From the third starting spot, Chase Briscoe will have the lead of the Duramax Texas Grand Prix. Battle is now for second. A couple of Cota winners. Ross Chastain is now driven to the left side door of Tyler Reddick as they go up the hill.
They're both chasing Chase Briscoe, but Ross Chastain now clears himself to the second position. He sets his sights on Chase Briscoe in the lead. They're all single file, but now Tyler Reddick wants more. He goes to the outside of Ross Chastain. They'll all go single file now as they enter the S's.
That's the way they want to be, and they get cleanly through turns 2, and now the left-hander through 3. It's down to third gear for these drivers here as they go through turn number 5. It goes Briscoe, Chastain, Reddick, Blaney, and Elliott your top 5. Last year's winner, Christopher Bell, is 6th. Down the gears, hard on the brakes as Ty Gibbs in 7th place smokes his tires and keeps position behind 6th place Michael McDowell.
Ty Gibbs very aggressive in these opening laps, trying to make up some time, make up some spots, and in a battle right now with Michael McDowell on the back straightaway for position number 6. Everybody among that lead group right now has singled out through the slow and left-hander of turn number 12, and now the right-hand turns 13 and 14, chasing Chase Briscoe. Ross Chastain in the second spot has tried to make a move a couple of times, peeking his nose inside and out, but unable to take the race lead away. It's Briscoe, Chastain, Reddick, a couple of car lengths back in third.
Here they come into turns number 17. Once again, Briscoe in control by about a car length. Chastain is right there behind him. A few back to Tyler Reddick, Ryan Blaney, Chase Elliott, and Christopher Bell. Down to 19 and down to second gear now. Back up through the gearbox. Swing out wide. Everybody setting up for turn number 20. And once again, taking a look inside.
Briscoe, Chastain, Reddick, Blaney, and Elliott, the top 5. Ross Chastain hanging about a car length behind Briscoe as they head 133 feet uphill to turn 1.
It's each about a car length separation from the front 3. Good braking for the leaders. Oh, and Christopher Bell further back makes a move on Chase Elliott. He wants to advance his position. They're side by side. Chase Elliott says he's not done yet. Chase is going to fight now with the advantage on the inside, but Bell's going to get the spot going into the S's.
Just as you get the spot you want, it's taken away as these turns swap ends here, so to speak. Christopher Bell gets around Chase Elliott for position number 5. Elliott trying to fall now back into the clutches of Michael McDowell in the 7th spot as they go down the hill and into first gear for that hard left-hander into turn 6A. No tire smoke. They keep it clean.
Michael McDowell, who was so smooth in practice and qualifying here yesterday, quietly just outside of the top 5 right now and challenging Chase Elliott for position number 6. Further up, The battle is on for third. Tyler Reddick has it. Ryan Blaney wants it and swings out to driver's left, heading into the right-hand turns of 13 and 14. That allows Reddick to hang on to that position for now, but Blaney not going away without a fight. Settles in the line in position 4, about a half a car length behind Reddick. All of this allowing Chase Briscoe to pull away at the front.
Watching those two battle, that's Ryan Blaney along with Tyler Reddick. No tough fight there as those cars will back up. It's the 20 of Christopher Bell, about 8 car lengths back. Here's the leader now through turn number 19. Down to second gear, works back up through the gearbox. Heading over to turn number 20, swings out wide now and makes that left-hand corner.
Here they come now. Chase Briscoe will take his Toyota Camry once again onto the front straightaway. Gaining ground as Ross Chastain is starting to be gapped just a little bit. But we've got a great battle for second, third, and fourth. It's Chastain, Reddick, and Blaney.
Reddick peeks to the inside of Ross Chastain. He's going to think better of it. They're all going to file in as they go around the hairpin corner of turn number 1. Ryan Blaney looks to the outside of Tyler Reddick, but Reddick shuts the door as they head into the S's.
And they want to stay single file here as they go down the hill progressively in third gear. Blaney in fourth, Reddick in the third position. Second is Ross Chastain, who's lost ground a little bit to the leader, Chase Briscoe. They're now going hard on the brakes and into first gear. Turn number 6, that left-hand turn there where they get right next to the tire pack as Ty Gibbs goes too wide with Shane Van Gisbergen for about the 8th spot.
Yeah, don't look now, but here comes Shane Van Gisbergen, cracked the top 10, and now is continuing to move forward in a battle with Ty Gibbs for that position, under braking into the left-hander and into the stadium section of turn number 12. Give the spot to Shane Van Gisbergen, who now closes in on Michael McDowell. Racing is hot and heavy through the stadium section this time by from second on back into the left-hander of turn 15. Ross Chastain has that runner-up spot, about 3 car lengths behind leader Chase Briscoe. He's trying to fend off Ryan Blaney in third.
Here comes the leaders into turn 17 and 18. Once again, Van Gisbergen trying to move up now. He'll set his sights on Michael McDowell. McDowell has Chase Elliott right in front of him. Everybody single file down the hill into turn 19. Leader now exits 19, swings out wide, sets up for turn number 20. Single file for the first 12 cars.
Chase Briscoe has led them all so far here at Circuit of the Americas. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Welcome back to Circuit of the Americas in the Duramax Texas Grand Prix. Alongside Nick Yeoman, my name is Brad Gilley. Joining us in the turns, we have Andrew Curlin. Doug Turnbull, Kyle Rickey, and Pat Patterson covering things on pit road. Brett McMillan, Wendy Venturini, and Heather DeBow. And we are pleased now to be joined in the booth by a fellow Texan here at Circuit of the Americas, the general manager, motorsport sponsorship, Toyota Motors North America. And of course, Toyota Motors North America is just up the road in Plano, Texas. Paul Dolschel, welcome to the booth with us. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I'm sorry I made you a little fumbly there with the names in the corners. I know I have that presence for you.
I should talk for a living, right? Exactly. Hey, by the way, coming down here to Cota, everywhere you look, it's Toyota, including in the parking lot, by the way. But, man, I went out to the fan zone earlier. What a bunch of cool things you guys have going on.
Yeah, it's been great, and we have such a great relationship with down here for NASCAR at Cota, and just seeing the fans come out, and it's been a beautiful weekend, a beautiful day. Coming out to engage with our Toyota Racing display. We've got a lot of great stuff this year. We've changed it up a little bit over prior years. So a few more things for people to interact with from our vehicles and reaction games and simulators and some merch and all of that. But, also having some of our drivers out there to sign autographs, draw a big crowd this weekend. So super proud of that.
And Paul, 3 of those drivers right now running in the top 5. This is 20 years of Toyota in NASCAR. What stands out about this partnership and your relationship with the sport?
It's been great. You look at when we came in 2003, 2004 with the Truck Series and just the progression of the acceptance within the NASCAR fan base. It was a difficult run at first. Thankfully, I missed that first gap. This is my 14th season, so I missed that first few years of that transition. But it's been fantastic, and the partnership with NASCAR and the tracks and the teams and just the engagement with the fans. And the fans are fantastic. They are passionate. They are passionate one way or the other. They either love you or they hate you. But I think that's what makes this sport great is there is that passion, because that can translate into a lot of different things. And what it has translated into is a really strong sport that we're proud to be a part of.
And, of course, Toyota Tundra pickup trucks are made right down the road in San Antonio, Texas. All the Toyota Camrys are made in Lexington, Kentucky, which is an awesome thing. I had the great pleasure.
Generation of Camaro will sunset after the 2024 model year, and that no immediate replacement is planned. However, Vice President of Motorsports Jim Campbell said, don't worry about that. Chevrolet is committed to NASCAR. We're going to be here for a long time. But the Camaro nameplate, well, get you one now or next year, because after that, it's going away.
Well, look on that ticker. You see 45, Tyler Reddick. He will assume this lead. I would anticipate Byron and Allmendinger, Suarez pitting. Did a great job getting up through the field, not tearing that car up. And here he is. Going to assume the lead again.
Yeah, so he's only 8 seconds off. And then the full exchange on pit road, when the 24 commits to the pit entry lane, and by the time he gets to the exit, if the smooth pit stop happens, he'll lose 45 seconds. So 45 seconds back is where he'll end up blending back in.
That would put him back about 25th or 6th, but still on the lead lap at the worst. And here they're all in, all three. First pit stop of the day for William Byron, who has led now 17 laps.
Yeah, so far so good for them. We'll go down to pit road.
40 miles an hour. Doesn't look very fast, Regan.
Well, William Byron's been managing the tires and managing the fuel this entire run. No complaints on the race car. Said he loves where the car's at. And you see A.J. Allmendinger in the 16 car behind him. The plan is to throw a radio into A.J. so if they get a yellow flag, he can try and hook it up and here's later in the race.
And William Byron leads them out of the pits as we look at our race off pit road.
Gordon races to
Goes setting up for turn number 19. Down to the gearbox, down to second gear, pulls it again. Again, a half a car separation in that battle for the lead as they set up for turn number 20. Now that hard left-hand corner.
This will be 8 laps complete. Chase Briscoe continues to lead at Circuit of the Americas. We owe our local stations a break. From Cota, this is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
I'm PRN's Doug Turnbull, co-host of the 5 to Go podcast, a weekly deep dive into 5 motorsports issues. Devin Kupka gives the Gen Z view.
One thing that I've never seen before, when the cars got 4 wide, everybody stood up cheering.
And championship-winning mechanic Dan Elliott leans on his decades in the garage and promoting.
Unless everybody is aware of the rules, then no, it's not fair for everyone.
Listen to the 5 to Go podcast on GoPRN.com and subscribe on Apple and Spotify.
When NASCAR hits Dover Motor Speedway, get ready for all-star intensity at the Monster Mile, May 15th through 17th.
He's finding his groove. He's leading by 4 seconds, and we've only got a few laps left in this stage. That was probably their agenda, was give up 1, and that way we can grab points in stage 2.
Aurora's Ringers, after everybody has now made 1 pit stop, Kimi Räikkönen in the number 91. He is 13th. Jordan Taylor just made a pit stop, 27th. Jenson Button was in the 31st, to Connor Daly, 36th.
I like that. That's impressive for Kimi. You know, he's got that one start up at Watkins Glen last summer. Now he's flying.
Same thing. Just, I think patience. You know, you come into something new like this. You watched this before. You knew these restarts are going to be wild. Surviving a storm.
Yep. Räikkönen is the last Ferrari driving world champion, and he got his last Formula One win right here at Cota.
I like that. Look at that stud. He's got the sunglasses on in his character. Nobody else got to wear their sunglasses. I mean, is that an Iceman thing?
It's an evolution.
To wear sunglasses at night like Kim, yeah?
Yeah, I like that.
Larry Mack, let's talk fuel strategy here. With the tire fall off being less than a second, is that maybe what led teams to a 2-stop rather than a 3-stop?
And 8th. William Byron is 9th. A.J. Allmendinger is 10th.
Texan Chris Buescher runs 11th. 12th is Ty Gibbs. Kyle Larson 13th. 14th, Carson Hocevar. 15th is Alex Bowman. Zane Smith 16th. Denny Hamlin 17th. Todd Gilliland 18th. 19th is Connor Zilic. Joey Logano runs 20th.
Cole Custer is 21st. Kyle Busch has been on the move. He is 22nd. Daniel Suarez runs in 23rd. Austin Cindric is 24th. Bubba Wallace runs in 25th. It's the Ford of Josh Berry in 26th. The Chevrolet of Jesse Love making a Cup Series start this weekend. He's 27th. Ryan Preece runs 28th. Ty Dillon is 29th. And the Toyota of Riley Herbst in 30th.
John Hunter Nemechek, 31st. 32nd is Brad Keselowski. 33rd is Noah Gragson. Eric Jones is 34th. 35th, Austin Dillon. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., 36th. Cody Ware runs 37th. All 37 cars on the lead lap.
It has been a competitive battle up front. Ryan Blaney stretched it out to about 5 or 6 car lengths. Best battle might be for 5th. Shane Van Gisbergen has it. Mike McDowell is chasing, but right ahead of them, Andrew Curlin, Ross Chastain, Christopher Bell dueling.
There's a few good battles, as you mentioned, Nick. Yeah, Christopher Bell closing in on Ross Chastain. It's about a half car length between the two. Then behind them, the battle for 5th. SVG has it. He took it from McDowell 1 lap ago, but McDowell wants more as they go into the S's.
They go down the hill, and they get about 2 wide for a moment there as they come out of turn number 2. McDowell and Shane Van Gisbergen there in battle, but Shane Van Gisbergen lengthens it up on McDowell there for that 5th position there as they head into turn 6A. It's about a car length or so in between them. Ahead of them, Bell battles Chastain.
That battle just into the top 5. Chastain has that position over Christopher Bell, and both of them are catching Chase Briscoe, who is backsliding a bit from the new race leader, Ryan Blaney, who is pulling away at the front of the field as they make their way into the right-handers of turns 13 and 14, and soon the left-hander of turn 15, all first-gear corners. Blaney just pulling away right now from Briscoe as the battle for 3rd continues to tighten. Ross Chastain has it. Here comes Christopher Bell. He is within 1 car length of taking that spot away as they race under the Duramax Bridge.
Into turn number 17 they go. Once again, Bell trying to hold on to Chastain. He's got a mirror full of Shane Van Gisbergen now, only about 12 car lengths back. Here's Blaney, cuts the corner down here in turn number 19. Back up through the gearbox as he heads down into turn number 20. Here's the leader back again.
You can really see tire wear making a difference. That last time by pole sitter Tyler Reddick already relegated to the A spot. Leader Ryan Blaney is making his way up the hill. Then we've got Chase Briscoe, Ross Chastain, and Christopher Bell.
The battle is on for 2nd. Blaney has pulled away, but Briscoe now will be under fire by Ross Chastain and Christopher Bell. Chastain has closed it down to about a car length as they head into turn number 2. He'll have to put the attack on in the S's.
It's been an impressive battle for Ross Chastain hanging on. At one point, he was holding up cars. They come through the left-hander of turn number 3, and they're chasing Chase Briscoe right now. Ross Chastain sits in the 3rd position. Bell in 4th, and Shane Van Gisbergen has really made it a 4-car battle now for that 2nd spot as he's disposed of Michael McDowell.
And he is all but there on Christopher Bell, looking for the 4th position. Bell, meanwhile, a car length back behind Chastain, and they have all caught Chase Briscoe in the runner-up spot, well behind race leader Ryan Blaney, who enters the stadium section with a commanding 10 or 12 car length advantage over Briscoe in 2nd as they head into the right-hander of turn number 13 and now 14. Little slippage there for Chase Briscoe allows Chastain to maybe make a move, but had to settle back into line in 3rd as he is also trying to defend on Christopher Bell and Shane Van Gisbergen. A great 4-way race for the runner-up spot.
Yeah, Van Gisbergen has got everybody in front of him looking in that rear view mirror as he begins to close it down on Christopher Bell. Meanwhile, right in front of those two, Chase Briscoe trying to get the position into turn number 19. Chastain in his tire tracks. Christopher Bell is right there. And then SVG. They're all stacked up here into 20.
Blaney, Briscoe, Chastain, Bell, and Van Gisbergen, your top 5. Let's check in with our Napa Auto Parts pit reporter, Brett McMillan.
Well, some updates, Nick, in my end of pit road. Connor Zillich said that his car is tight to the left, but it is really good right now in the S's. And they told him on the last lap he had the 6th fastest time. As far as Brad Keselowski, remember, he's got Joey Hand standing by, but he said the leg feels pretty good in the car. He says right now the car is struggling with rear grip. And Michael McDowell said that his car is getting tighter the longer this run goes.
Thank you very much, Brett McMillan. Ryan Blaney now trying to pull out to a pace. We might have short pitting happening in the next few laps. Stage 1 ends at lap 20. We have 12 laps complete in stage number 1. Let's pick up the leaders now who are making their way toward Kyle Rickey.
The leader, Ryan Blaney, is gone. Well behind him, the battle for 4th changes hand out of turn 6B. Shane Van Gisbergen able to get a good run to the inside of Christopher Bell and pick up that spot. Just ahead of them, the race for 2nd changes hand. It was only a matter of time. Ross Chastain was hounding Chase Briscoe for that spot the last time through the stadium section. Was able to outbrake him going into turn number 12 a moment ago. So move him up to the 2nd position. Talking about Ross Chastain. Chase Briscoe back to 3rd. Shane Van Gisbergen 4th. And now Christopher Bell has company in 5th. Here comes Michael McDowell.
McDowell will try to make a move here. He goes side by side in turn at number 17 and 18, working the outside now. Get the nose out in front of the 20 of Chris Bell. He'll take that spot away, move Michael McDowell up, and he'll look at the bumper of Shane Van Gisbergen into 20.
That was a great battle. Saw a bit of a hip check from Michael McDowell to Christopher Bell. They kept it clean through the carousel, and out of turn 20, McDowell opens about a car length lead over Christopher Bell. Outside of the top 10 or top 5, it is McDowell, Reddick, Byron, Allmendinger, and Buscher. Leaders back up into 1.
Ryan Blaney is in his own zip code today at Cota. He's already through turn number 2. Behind him, Chastain. Then it's Briscoe. SVG now putting the pressure on Briscoe, who made an aggressive move. Turn 1, lap 1.
Briscoe, Reddick, and Bell all in the top 10 and struggling, wondering if the Toyotas have struggled with long-term speed here as Chastain has opened up a big gap from 2nd back to 3rd over Chase Briscoe. Here comes Shane Van Gisbergen to the inside of Chase Briscoe. Briscoe's going to concede the spot, and the hard left-hander in turn 6A move SVG into the top 3.
Shane Van Gisbergen doing Shane Van Gisbergen things here early on at the Circuit of the Americas, methodically making his way up through the field, up to position number 3, just able to move around Chase Briscoe. Has a bit of a gap here through the stadium section to the runner-up of Ross Chastain running in the 2nd spot, but I think it's only going to be a matter of time before he gets there as they make their way through the right-hander of turn 14, now into the slow left-hand, turn number 15, Chastain in 2nd. Then the battle for 3rd, Shane Van Gisbergen, Chase Briscoe, and Michael McDowell.
Now, Blaney is gone, and it's a long way back to the 2nd spot of Ross Chastain. Then you've got SVG. He's way out in front now of Briscoe. Briscoe's got a mirror full of Michael McDowell, about 12 car lengths back to Christopher Bell, and Tyler Reddick is right there. Here's the leader once again making his round around 20, and the rest of the field works their way into turn number 20.
Ryan Blaney's pulling out to enough of a lead, 4.4 seconds, that if he short pits before the end of stage number 1, he might not lose that much ground. Pit road will close in 4 laps. We will come back and give you all the action from Circuit of the Americas right after this.
Listen, were you forced into getting a solar contract and now you just don't want it anymore? Maybe the solar company misled you. Or is your solar contract buried with hidden fees? Are you not saving the amount of money you thought you would on your energy costs? Don't worry. At the Solar Exit Hotline, we can help you cancel your solar contract, even if the panels are already installed. Our experienced legal team will review your contract and help you cancel it, possibly saving you thousands of dollars. You got to call right now for complete details. So listen, if you're not happy with your solar contract for any reason, we are here to help you cancel it. Call the Solar Exit Hotline now for immediate options to help you exit your solar contract. This call is 100% free.
800-471-3491. 800-471-3491. 800-471-3491. That's 800-471-3491.
Ryan Blaney has pulled off to a 5-second lead over Ross Chastain, a 7-second lead over Shane Van Gisbergen. Chase Briscoe, Michael McDowell, your top 5 with just 6 laps to go in stage number 1. From Circuit of the Americas, this is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Chase Elliott on his relationship with Napa.
It is fit for your 13th year together. They've been a great partner. I think as time goes on, those relationships get better if you're lucky enough to have a partner for that length of time, because they get to know you, you get to know them, we figure out what works for each other, and we can really start pulling the rope in the same direction. And I think that that's where our relationship has really thrived the most.
NASCAR Network Radio drives business.
This is PRN's Alexis Erickson, and if your life looks anything like mine, you are always on the go. So take advantage of the PRN mobile app. By downloading the mobile app, you can listen to our live race broadcast while you're on the go, making sure you don't miss a second of the action from the track. You also get station listings and on-demand access to your favorite PRN shows like Garage Pass, PRN at the Track, and Fast Talk with Doug Rice, Brad Gilly, and myself. Get the latest racing information at your fingertips by downloading the PRN mobile app today. Available in the Apple App Store and on Google Play.
Back at Circuit of the Americas for the Duramax Texas Grand Prix, race number 3 of the 2026 season. Ryan Blaney is out front. We expect pit lane to get pretty busy, though, as we head to Napa Auto Part pit reporter Wendy Venturini.
All right, let's talk about some of the drivers on my end. Chase Elliott, currently running 11th, said he has a lack of drive out of his race car. Still pretty terrible was the word that Chase Elliott described. As for Christopher Bell, he said he needs more drive, especially on the left-hand turn. So that's what they're going to work on next time as we continue to see him battle it out on the track. And Denny Hamlin is a little free laterally, but he said, I feel fast, guys.
Thank you very much, Wendy. I mentioned Tyler Reddick had dropped back to 8th after starting on the pole. This is where tire management comes into play. Tyler Reddick has now worked his way back up into the top 5. He is 5th right now as pit road is starting to open up. A couple of Hendrick Chevrolets coming in, Brett McMillan.
And a bunch of cars coming down to head down towards pit road, towards Wendy and Heather. Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell heading your direction.
Kyle Larson in, he told his team that he thinks the car is good, but he doesn't want to beat the car up too much. They also told him he was just a 10th off of Blaney there, but they're going to do 4 Goodyear tires, Sunoco fuel, and a small adjustment for Kyle Larson. Wendy Venturini.
Christopher Bell in for 4 tires, Sunoco fuel. He said he needed more drive on the left-hand turns. That's the adjustment they made for Christopher Bell. Heather DeBoe.
Also in was William Byron. He said he was a little too hard on the rear tires and needed more grip, so they tightened up that 24.
Yeah, not surprised to see Christopher Bell on pit lane moments ago, Brad. He had really been free-falling outside of the top 10 after running up front early on, defending winner. One of our first takers on pit lane, along with this, our pit reporters touched on. A couple Hendrick Chevrolets routine stops, it looked like, for both Kyle Larson and William Byron.
Nick, two things. Surprised to see him come in with 4 to go. A lot of these cars, if they're going to short pit, are going to have to come in with 3 to go because Ryan Blaney and Ross Chastain have actually pulled out to such a large lead right now that if you don't pit with 3 to go, you cannot with 2 to go because pit road will close once the leader hits the start-finish line with 2 laps to go.
Yep, the goal for those drivers out front like Blaney, Chastain, Van Gisbergen, open up that monster gap, cover up some of the drivers behind you, and maybe still pull out some major stage points. Ryan Blaney's going to stay out of the racetrack with 3 to go. Looks like Ross Chastain will as well. Shane Van Gisbergen exiting turn number 20. Looks like we do have one taker, and it is Tyler Reddick, the winner at Daytona and at Echo Park Speedway a week ago. He started on pole, starting to fade through the pack. Wendy Venturini will cover that stop for Tyler Reddick.
Tyler Reddick is in, but more importantly, Chase Briscoe comes to a stop. First, Chase Briscoe, 4 tires and Sunoco fuel. They go around to the left-hand side. Air pressure adjustment for him. Heather DeVoe.
Connor Zillage finishing up a 4-tire change. Finished it up on the left side. A little hesitation as he left pit road, but a good stop. Heather DeVoe.
Tyler Reddick was in that pit stall 1 so far. Happy with that race car. Also in was Joey Logano, saying he's a little free to start, and especially through the S's, he was loose. Also in Eric Jones and his teammate John Hunter Nemechek.
All right, thank you very much, Wendy. Brother Het. We'll see Wendy, Heather, Brett.
Just combine them all, right?
Yeah, we'll combine them all. Ryan Blaney now in the stadium section in front of Kyle Rickey. We'll see if he comes to pit road this time by. Kyle, what's he looking like?
No change at the front of the field except for the gap between himself and Ross Chastain in the second spot, continuing to pull away as he enters turn 16.
Yeah, we're watching Ryan Blaney now through 17 and 18, working himself downhill. We'll see if anybody's going to tuck into the pit road once we clear turn number 19. Here's Blaney sharply over to the left here. He'll work his car, and he's going to, I think, come to the pit road this time. In fact, here comes the leader, Ryan Blaney.
Hard on the brakes to make that 90-degree left-hand turn for Ryan Blaney. Took the lead on lap number 9. He has led it ever since. Here comes Ryan Blaney, Brett McMillan.
And the radio's been pretty silent for Ryan Blaney. Happy with this car. It's going to be a 4-tire change. No adjustments for Ryan Blaney as far as wrenches go. They're around to the left side. Good solid stop. Left side tires off. They're on, and he peels out. Good quick stop for that team.
That's a good assessment, Brett McMillan. That looked like a very clean stop. Ryan Blaney, once he got out front, Brad, he has checked out on this field, but certainly opting to come in here with just 2 to go.
Pit road is closed. We did not see as many takers come in short pit as we have historically. That's because stage points make a difference in the chase era. Ross Chastain has taken the lead here at Cota, Doug Turnbull.
He has it. He is up and down the hill at 6A, and on the brakes hard for the hard left-hander into turn 6B. Shane Van Gisbergen, the favorite in this race, has stayed out as well. He's at second. At third place is Michael McDowell.
A commanding lead right now for the Busch Light Chevrolet of Ross Chastain, about 25 car lengths or so back to Shane Van Gisbergen in the second spot as they make their way into the stadium section, the left-hander of turn number 12, and now the double apex right-handers of 13 and 14 for Ross Chastain. Hugs the red and white curbing that align the racetrack, and now into turn number 15 comes Chastain. And back to Shane Van Gisbergen, who is unchallenged in the second spot. Michael McDowell, the same in position number 3 as they head to 16.
Hey, here's Chastain working his way back to the right here in turn number 17 and 18. Smoothly down the hill he goes. No challenge whatsoever from SVG a long way back. Michael McDowell out there as well with Chris Buescher. Here once again back down the back down into turn number 20 is Ross Chastain.
4 years ago, right here at Circuit of the Americas, Ross Chastain got career win number 1 and an absolute thriller. One more trip around Circuit of the Americas, Andrew, for Ross Chastain to pick up the Stage 1 win.
You know Justin Marks is happy watching this stage. 2 of his drivers are currently leading this with 1 lap to go in the stage. It's Ross Chastain all by himself. Down the hill into turn number 2. It's a sweeping right-hander. Ross Chastain one final time in stage 1.
In red, white, and blue, the colors on that Busch Light Chevrolet for the driver out of Florida. Looks a lot like these Texas colors here at Circuit of the Americas. Ross Chastain has about a couple of S's lead, if you will, over second place, his teammate Shane Van Gisbergen. As Chastain on the brakes one more time in this stage through the short chute, gets a little bit loose exiting turn 6A.
Trackhouse Racing right now, first and second at the front of this field as Ross Chastain has already made his way up the back straightaway and now under braking and downshifting into first gear into the left-hander of turn number 12 for Chastain. Has about 15 or 20 car lengths back to his teammate Shane Van Gisbergen in the second spot. Michael McDowell trying to reel him in from third. McDowell running in that third position right now and is trying to fend off Chris Buescher, who is right now among the top 5, running in fourth. No real battle among the front 4 as Chastain is out of turn 15 and heading to 16, the right-hand turn.
Ross Chastain has really had things go his way here in stage number 1. Works his way through turns 17 and 18. Now we'll work down into turn number 19. It's a long way back to Shane Van Gisbergen, Michael McDowell, and Chris Buescher. Here's the leader. Swings out wide off of turn number 19. Works his way back to the start-finish line.
With a big set of longhorns on the hood of his Busch Light Chevy, Ross Chastain will see the green and white checkered flag. He will win stage number 1 of the Duramax Texas Grand Prix. Shane Van Gisbergen will finish second behind Michael McDowell. Chris Buescher is going to be fourth. Then it's A.J. Allmendinger, Ty Gibbs, Alex Bowman, Chase Elliott, Carson Hocevar, and Denny Hamlin, your top 10.
Hey, Joey Logano here. My pit stop's outside of the track, fueling up with a hunk of pizza from Hunt Brothers Pizza, the fastest on-the-go option for the champion and everyone. To find a location, visit huntbrotherspizza.com.
Make your plans now to stay at the South Point Hotel Casino and Spa when NASCAR returns to Las Vegas. They have great race ticket and room packages for you to choose from. The South Point also features a wide variety of excellent dining options at 11 different restaurants. Or you can enjoy the 16-screen movie complex and visit the 64-lane bowling center. Visit SouthPointCasino.com and make your reservations today. Stay where the racers stay at the South Point Hotel Casino and Spa.
We have pit stops coming up at the end of stage number 1. Ross Chastain is your leader of the Duramax Texas Grand Prix from Circuit of the Americas. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
I'm in my late 60s. My husband died a few years ago. He did all of our taxes. I sold a piece of property last year, and I forgot to claim the proceeds of the sale. Next thing I know, I got a letter from the IRS telling me that I owe over $50,000. Now I have a huge tax problem. I don't have that kind of money. I wish I knew who to call.
If you sold property in the last calendar year or didn't claim all of your part-time or even retirement income, you could be in big trouble with the IRS. Call first before they send you a letter. If you've already got a letter, call. We'll help you file years of past tax returns and save you time and money. So call the tax doctor. The call is confidential and free.
Call 800-239-8296. 800-239-8296. 800-239-8296. 800-239-8296.
Pit Road will be opening next time by. While we wait, we want to thank Duramax, a great sponsor of the Duramax Texas Grand Prix powered by Relodyne. Joining us, Chief Executive Officer of Relodyne, Eric Royce. And Eric, welcome. Tell us a little bit about this awesome company, and we appreciate your sponsorship.
Hey, thank you for having me. And what a weekend this has been already. We've had a fantastic job here, or a fantastic time here with our customers and our employees and even some of our supply partners. So we're happy to be here. Relodyne is a company that's the largest seller of lubricants in the country, but not a lot of people know us. And they didn't know us until we really launched the Duramax brand, and with our shop owners and our quick lube places and those customers that really got behind the Duramax brand, it came to life. And all of a sudden we're doing a lot of business, and we wanted to take it to the next level at the race, celebrate with those customers, help them get some pull through, and celebrate with our employees.
Eric, so for those fans that are new to the Duramax and Relodyne brand, why should they trust you when they go and get that oil change upcoming?
Yeah, I think they're already trusting the experience where they go with the shop owners and the quick lube places. I mean, these are places they're going everyday drivers to performance drivers. And what Duramax brings is a value prop. You know, it's a value brand that people can trust, and for the everyday uses or heavy duty applications, whatever that's going to be. So, you know, we want to share in that with the community. We want them to know about Duramax and Relodyne and what we can do.
How much fun do you have in here at Circuit of the Americas?
You can't see the smile on my face. I'm having a pretty good time. Yeah. They've been great hosts for us here. We love the track. We're headquartered in Houston, Texas. We just moved down there, and so we want to support the Texas community and the local community. And this was the best place for to showcase that with a road track. It's something different, today, and we'll see some dynamic racing.
Well, as a fellow Texan, I can't thank you enough. It was awesome when Jason Wonderly, who's in charge of sales for NASCAR at Cota and Texas Motor Speedway, said you guys were coming on board. We smiled in a big way. So happy you're smiling, and all the race fans here are as well.
Yeah, and look, we have a multi-year deal here, so this is not the last time you'll see us around NASCAR, and definitely not the last time you'll see us at Cota. And we had a Duramax car yesterday that JJ did a nice job for us. So, yeah, we're happy to be a part of it, and the experience has been fantastic.
Thank you so much. Eric Royce, the Chief Executive Officer of Relodyne and Duramax, we appreciate your support. All right, Nick Yeoman, I think we're about to get very, very busy.
Yeah, I think our Napa Auto Parts pit reporters are also about to get really busy as well, because that pit lane is about to open for a lot of drivers around here at Circuit of the Americas. Ross Chastain, your Stage 1 winner. Here comes the field. Brett McMillan to you.
And Michael McDowell, first one in. He's lacking rear lateral grip. They're going to give him a 4-tire change, also an air pressure adjustment. Same issue for Chris Buescher. 4-tire change, air pressure adjustment for him. Wendy Venturini.
Chase Elliott comes to a stop directly in front of me, and it's going to be 4 tires for him. He had a lack of drive and felt like his car was terrible. There is trouble on the right rear of Chase Elliott. So we're going to switch over to the radio and see what's going on. We'll follow up on that. Zane Smith also came in for 4 tires of fuel. His back was feeling a little bit high and sliding on the racetrack. Heather DeBow.
Ross Chastain was in. He was telling his team all he was doing there was managing the loose. He also said that he didn't have the drive off that he had yesterday. So crew chief Brandon McSwain did an air pressure adjustment to help with that. And SVG, he's been struggling with rear grip and traction. So they tightened that 97 up as well.
A lengthy stop for Chase Elliott and Ross Chastain slow getting out of his pit box. It was Shane Van Gisbergen winning the race off of pit lane. We'll reset the field when we come back here at Circuit of the Americas.
Need a break? A break from the grind? The stress? We have just the place. A place where you can let your inner thrill Billy out. Bristol Motor Speedway, April 10th through the 12th for the NASCAR Food City 500 Triple Header Weekend. 3 days, 3 races, 2 night races, 1 epic weekend. Don't just take a break, race to it. Get your tickets, upgrades, and more now at bristolmotorspeedway.com. It's not just a race.
It's Bristol, baby.
This is Kyle Petty for Echo Park Automotive, and I'm here to tell you why you should shop Echo Park before you buy a car, truck, or SUV. Over half of inventory at Echo Park is priced below $25,000, and car for car, truck for truck. Echo Park Automotive's pricing is $3,000 less than the competition. Maybe that's why Echo Park has over 100,000 5-star reviews. Echo Park Automotive is built to make sure you drive away happy. It's even in their name, Echo Park Automotive. Every car, happy owner. The official used car retailer of Speedway Motorsports.
Chase Elliott still on pit road. We'll have the update, and we will reset the lineup when we come back to Circuit of the Americas. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Hi, this is Doug Rice at PRN. Join me for another great episode of Fast Talk. We have NASCAR Hall of Famer Kurt Busch. What does a much older, wiser Kurt Busch want to tell Carson Hocevar?
Well, let's bust out all the VHS tapes and you can watch all my mistakes. Try not to do those, Carson. I like what he's doing. He's learning, and he's putting his time in up front.
That's Fast Talk right here on PRN.
After a devastating storm that brings down trees and homes, so many families have nowhere to turn. That's why Samaritan's Purse responds immediately after hurricanes, tornadoes, floods, and fires all across the country. Our volunteer teams bring tools and compassion to homeowners who have lost not only possessions, but more importantly, hope. You can help. Join with Samaritan's Purse. Log on to SamaritansPurse.org.
Back here at Circuit of the Americas, we're about to get stage number 2 started. A couple of drivers had lengthy stops on pit road. Brett McMillan, what happened in front of you?
Well, Brad Keselowski spent a long time on pit road. They made major chassis adjustments in the front end of that car, both of which entailed taking off the front tires and going up inside the front wheel wells to make those adjustments to the chassis of the front end.
Thank you very much, Brett. Let's give you a full field rundown as they've now crossed the start-finish line. It was interesting at the end of stage 2. The cars that short pitted came very slow to the checkered flag. They did not need to wear out their tires. As we give you a State Water Heaters leaderboard update brought to you by State Water Heaters. When you need a water heater, make sure you get a State. StateWaterHeaters.com to find a professional installer near you.
Brad, it looks like the top 15 all stayed out. Shane Van Gisbergen running 16th right now, but it is Ryan Blaney being shown as your race leader. Tyler Reddick is second. Kyle Larson is third. William Byron is fourth. Chase Briscoe is fifth. His teammate Christopher Bell runs in the 6th position. Joey Logano is 7th. Connor Zilich runs in 8th. Daniel Suarez is 9th. John Hunter Nemechek runs in 10th.
Cole Custer 11th. 12th is Austin Dillon. Todd Gilliland is 13th. Eric Jones is 14th. 15th is Noah Gregson. The rest of the cars waited until the stage break to come to pit road. Shane Van Gisbergen now runs 16th. 17th is Chris Buescher. AJ Allmendinger 18th. 19th Ty Gibbs. 20th is Michael McDowell.
Ross Chastain is 21st. Alex Bowman runs in 22nd. 23rd is Bubba Wallace. Denny Hamlin is 24th. Austin Cindric runs in 25th. Zane Smith being shown in 26th. Carson Hocevar is 27th. 28th is Kyle Busch. 29th, Ty Dillon. And Ricky Stenhouse Jr. runs in 30th.
Bill just came to the Freeway Insurance Choose, and they're choosing where they'll restart. Brought to you by Freeway Insurance. More ways to choose, more ways to save. Freeway your way. Before we go back to green in stage 2, let's go to Wendy Venturini.
Well, Chase Elliott spent a lengthy time on pit road. They made a lot of adjustments. Right before that, Chase Elliott had said that they had a lack of drive, especially in the rear of the car, and he called the car terrible. Well, Alan Gustafson decided to bring him down and make wholesale changes. We were trying to get some words with Alan. They brought him back down pit road. That's Chase Elliott. So we didn't get a chance to actually talk with Alan directly, but we were trying to get some information on the rear of the car. They were large changes, and we'll stay on top of what those changes continue to be and if they worked for Chase Elliott.
Pat Patterson, we're about to get stage number 2 underway. How are they looking for you?
Yeah, Blaney's down on the low side here of row number 1. To the outside is Tyler Reddick. Right behind them in row number 2, you've got Ty Gibbs lining up alongside the 5 car of Kyle Larson. And in the 3rd row, you've got Briscoe and his teammate, Christopher Bell. They are lined up. They are ready. Pace cars off. Fans are on their feet. Here we go at Cota.
Set to start Cheddar stage number 2 into the Echo Park Automotive Restart Zone. Ryan Blaney, Tyler Reddick dueling. Kyle Larson throws a big block on Chase Briscoe.
Chase Briscoe trying to make the same move he did at the beginning of the race. He dives all the way down low. Reddick with the lead, but Briscoe to his inside. They're 3 wide for second behind him as Connor Zilich spins. No caution so far. Here's Tyler Reddick with the lead as he heads into the S's.
The field rumbles around that smoke, and Zilich in the back of the pack as Tyler Reddick advances into the lead. They go into the S's, trying to get single file. Reddick with the right-hand turn, then the left-hander in that Jumbo Casino Toyota. Ryan Blaney, who was dominant at stage 1, is second. William Byron gives him a shove in the shorts as they get into turn 6A, and Briscoe and Larson are 2 wide for 4th.
Byron in that 3rd spot, just in front of Briscoe and Larson. They remain side by side through turn 6B and onto the back straightaway. Christopher Bell and Daniel Suarez just behind them, battling for position. Into the stadium section, the left-hander, turn number 12. It is Tyler Reddick at the point. It's already been able to get away by about 3 car lengths from Ryan Blaney in position number 2. A length back to William Byron. First time he's been among the top 5 under green flag conditions today. Then the race for 4th, still side by side, zigzagging their way through the stadium section. It's Kyle Larson with the advantage by a car length over Chase Briscoe, and now Daniel Suarez.
Tyler Reddick, drive for 3, might have just become a little more difficult. Tyler Reddick now making his way through your section, Pat.
Yeah, we watch him right now exit turn number 19. Once again, we're going to see what happens down here headed to the pit road. Once again, the leader, though, is through turn number 20.
Well, he's going to stay out of the racetrack for now, and we will monitor Tyler Reddick. Heather DeBoe, what are you hearing about the Daytona 500 champion?
Yeah, Nick, so under that caution, the team had some concern that the left rear wheel was left loose, but they looked it over and they decided to stay out and told Tyler to let them know if he felt anything. And immediately after that restart, he said, I'm feeling the wheel. And they said, if it's really bad, you can come now. And he decided to stay out and just see if it would hang on, because he's worried that it may or may not. So Billy Scott up on the pit box, the team ready if he does need to come down pit road. And they just told him it looks like it's locked either way. If it's a looseness, it should stay consistent right now, but they're going to keep an eye on it. Brett McMillan.
Connor Zilic is staying out for another lap. His crew was waiting for him to come in after that spin. I believe he's flat spotted the tires. They're kind of waiting to get his feel on it. If he does come in, they're going to put some scuffed tires on that car.
Thank you very much, our Napa Auto Parts pit reporters, Heather DeBoe and Brett McMillan. Nick, it looks like Connor Zilic just got swallowed up right there, running in about 10th on the restart.
Yeah, he was mid-pack. It was a wild restart. They were going 5, maybe even 6 wide as they approached the corner. Zilic was right in the middle of a hornet's nest. He is very lucky, Brad, because he spun in front of about 20 additional cars that he didn't get T-boned. He got that Red Bull Chevrolet refired. He'll rejoin the field at the tail end of the lead lap all the way. Actually, he's dead last, being shown now 37.
Let's pick up the field in front of Pat Patterson.
Yeah, right now it's Tyler Reddick with about a 4-car lead off of turn number 19. Right behind him is Blaney. Those cars setting up now for turn number 20.
I got a good battle for the race lead off of turn number 20. Tyler Reddick by about a car length and a half. Ryan Blaney will give chase up to turn 1.
Yes, they are battling for the lead, but further back, Daniel Suarez making a move on Kyle Larson. He's to his inside at the start-finish line. Suarez going to try to outbreak Kyle Larson, but he crosses him over. Larson goes back to the inside of Daniel Suarez. Suarez gives him a bump. Christopher Bell now wants to join the battle. Suarez now trying to continue to attack on Kyle Larson.
That's all for about the battle of the 4th position there is up front. I've been watching Tyler Reddick. He wiggled his car through the S's the last time to try to feel out that wheel. Looks like it's intact. The first through third are Reddick, Blaney, and Byron. Then it's that battle for 4th spot. Daniel Suarez looking under Kyle Larson. Gets back in line with him in the hard left-hander in turn 6A. Then it goes Bell, Briscoe, and Austin Dillon in the back of the top 10.
Kyle Larson leads that battle for position 4 now. That is 4th on back. They're lined up all behind them, single file. If there's an issue with Tyler Reddick, you never know it at the front of the field. He continues the lead, swings wide into the right-hand turn of turn 13, and now 14 has 2 car lengths in hand over Ryan Blaney in second. Few more back to William Byron in third through the left-hander, turn number 15, and now onto the straightaway. It's Tyler Reddick by two car lengths under the Duramax bridge.
Reddick now holding on tight in turn number 17 and 18, works the inside of the corner. 3 car lengths back to second place running Ryan Blaney. Then there's William Byron. Those 3 cars are broken away. Looking at Kyle Larson out in front of the 7 now, Suarez, as they work their way through turn 19. Here's the leader setting back up for turn 20.
Last lap by, Noah Gregson spun, nosed his car to the wall through the S's. He's back underway. Tyler Reddick leads Ryan Blaney. Then it's William Byron. Then we have that battle for 4th continuing up to you between Kyle Larson and Daniel Suarez, Andrew.
Oh, Daniel Suarez is not done with Kyle Larson yet. He jumps to the inside of driver number 5, tries to outbreak him. Daniel Suarez now moves into the 4th position. Larson will try to cross him over. They're side by side, but give the position to Daniel Suarez as they head into the S's.
And the battle not over, though. Suarez started outside the top 20 there. His use of pit strategy to get up air into the top 5. As Suarez has position number 4, and Larson is hounding him in the Hendrick Cars Chevrolet. They go up and over turn 6A in second gear, hard on the brakes. Larson will be able to make a move this time as they go into the short chute toward turn 6B.
Then a great back and forth battle between Daniel Suarez now in 4th, Kyle Larson in 5th, even add Christopher Bell and Chase Briscoe right there in 6th and 7th, but it's allowed the top 3 to gap themselves from that battle. Tyler Reddick, the race leader, into the stadium section. Still about 2 car lengths back to Ryan Blaney in 2nd. 2 more, William Byron in 3rd, and then that large gap back to now Daniel Suarez leading the 2nd pack of traffic in 4th. Through the left-hander of turn number 15 go the race leaders. It's still Reddick out front, but keeping an eye on the battle for 4th. Daniel Suarez trying to fend off Kyle Larson.
Front 3 kind of spread out now. Kyle Larson looking at Suarez working his way around. A good battle just a moment ago with the 3 car of Austin Dillon and Todd Gilliland there. Shane Van Gisbergen is right in front of them. He has made up quite a number of spots here since we have started this second stage. Leaders back to the front stretch.
About 8 spots to be exact, Pat. Restarted in 16th. He is all the way up to 8th. Shane Van Gisbergen is on the march. 3-car breakaway at the front of the field.
Yeah, and Christopher Bell further back, trying to now make his move on Kyle Larson. Bell is also under attack from Chase Briscoe, but up front, it's Tyler Reddick, Ryan Blaney, and William Byron breaking away from the field.
And they're just beginning their descent into turn number 3. The left-hander to begin the S's is now the people we were just talking about, Suarez and such, are just getting through turn 2. 4 and 5. Daniel Suarez has gapped the 5th place car of Kyle Larson, who has Christopher Bell and Chase Briscoe a tow. Up and down the hill through turn 6A and 6B. Up front, Ryan Blaney is challenging for the lead with Tyler Reddick.
And make their way onto the back straightaway. Still a car length or 2 between the top 2. No real change there the last few laps. What has changed? William Byron about to make that a 3-way battle up front. He was a few lengths back last time by through turn number 14. He is right there on the back bumper of Ryan Blaney, challenging for second. They're all maybe caught by Daniel Suarez. He has left Kyle Larson after making that pass a lap and a half ago, and he's beginning to reel in the top 3. Still Reddick by a length over Ryan Blaney and William Byron into 16.
Yeah, William Byron right now trying to bear down on Ryan Blaney. He's in that 3rd spot. They hug the inside of 17 and 18, now run downhill into turn number 19. Out front, Reddick's got about a 2-car lead off of the corner now, lets the car fly out wide right there as he works his way and sets up for turn at number 20.
As the field comes back to the front straightaway, we've got a 3-car breakaway. It's Tyler Reddick, Ryan Blaney, and William Byron as we now have 16 laps to go in stage number 2, presented by Cheddar Scratch Kitchen. Cheddar serves home-style comfort food like homemade chicken pot pie, slow-smoked baby back ribs, and hand-breaded.
Thought I was going back to Connecticut, and I'm just super emotional.
You'll hear everything from race recaps to feature stories, industry news, and chatter from around the garage. PRN's Garage Pass.
Hi, I'm David Stiles of PRN, and I know the news cycle is very fast-paced, and we're here to bring you even more fast-paced news about the sport of NASCAR.
I'm extremely happy and proud to be holding this trophy. Obviously, I'm on the good side of it right now.
The latest news from the racetrack, the biggest storylines in the garage, and our opinions about the sport. You can hear all of it on PRN's Garage Pass.
Back here at Circuit of the Americas, we have 15 to go in Cheddar's stage number 2. Let's pick up the leaders in front of Kyle Rickey.
Field in the stadium section right now. The left-hander turned 15. No real change at the point. It's still Tyler Reddick over Ryan Blaney by 2 car lengths. About 4 more back to William Byron, unchallenged in 3rd.
Yeah, it looks like William Byron's starting to drift back just a little bit in that 3rd spot as they race through 17 and 18 right in front of me. It's a long way back to Daniel Suarez. Once again, it's Kyle Larson out in front of the 20 car of Christopher Bell. Here's the leader swinging out wide off of turn 19, setting up for turn number 20.
Toyota, Ford, Chevrolet, 1, 2, 3 out of turn number 20. Tyler Reddick's advantage over Ryan Blaney, about 2.5 car lengths. And as Pat pointed out, it's grown over William Byron, about 7 car lengths back.
This is a very different field than stage number 1, where Blaney was out to a 6-second lead. The lead is 1 car length now for Tyler Reddick, and Blaney wants it back. He's going to continue to stalk Tyler Reddick as they head into turn number 2. William Byron, though, starting to fade in that 3rd position.
Blaney's been within striking distance for a couple of laps here on the leader, Tyler Reddick. Reddick, of course, the pole sitters. They go down the hill, right through turn 4, left through turn number 5. They go up and down turn number 6. Let's see if Brady can outbreak Reddick this time. He does not. He stays right in his tire tracks as Byron is 3 car lengths back at 3rd. Daniel Suarez is still at 4th.
Toyota, Ford, and Chevrolet, 1, 2, 3 at the front of the field among the race leaders. It's Tyler Reddick in the Toyota, leading Ryan Blaney in the Ford and William Byron in the Chevrolet. 2 car lengths between them into turn number 12. That left-hander still down into first gear as they make the right-hand turn in turns 14 and about to be 15. The left-hander that'll put the cars onto that short straightaway. No change up front. Still Tyler Reddick, Ryan Blaney, William Byron, Daniel Suarez trying to fend off Kyle Larson, who's recoiling just a bit, trying to take back that 4th position. And then Christopher Bell in a good battle with his teammate Chase Briscoe in the second half of the top 10.
In that second spot, you watch Blaney kind of following the leader right now of Tyler Reddick. Both of those cars into turn number 19. I'll tell you guys, it looks like to me that Blaney is really doing a good job of conserving his tires. Maybe not pushing the issue, doesn't need to right now.
Pat, I was thinking the exact same thing. It's like Blaney and Reddick learned something big in stage number 1. They continue to lead over William Byron, Daniel Suarez, and Heather DeBow, our 5th place driver, Kyle Larson. How does he feel right now?
Well, right now, that race car, he said, pretty good, just lacking a little drive off. His crew chief, Cliff Daniels, just told him 2 laps ago that was a really good lap. You look really good in the S's and the carousel. Just really focus on not overrunning turn 19. But one issue the driver of the number 5 is having is his cool suit isn't working at the moment. And with it being 84 degrees out here, it's getting hot inside that race car. So on this next stop, they're going to make a plan to give him some ice and a drink to cool him off.
All right. Thank you very much, Heather. The cool suit's not working on a day that right now the ambient temperature here in Austin, Texas is 84 degrees and windy. The sun is shining. It is definitely hot inside of those race cars. One driver on the move right now, Nick Yeoman, since the last restart. Ty Gibbs is up 9 spots. He's currently driving 11th. He's hounding the back bumper of Todd Gilliland right now. I have to give Ty Gibbs a lot of credit. I've been watching him throughout the field. He's been making a clean passes on the racetrack.
Yeah, it's good to see. Of course, Ty Gibbs, winless in the NASCAR Cup Series, but certainly that red and white Toyota looks pretty strong today as he has charged his way into contention. And as you touched on, trying to enter the top 10. We watched he did get around Todd Gilliland and now sets his sights on A.J. Allmendinger. So Ty Gibbs into the 10th position and certainly looks like he's going to be a factor today, Brad.
Right now, we have 13 laps to go. This time, as they are about to come through the final turn number 20, we're going to come to 12 laps to go, about halfway through stage number 2. Tyler Reddick is leading over Ryan Blaney. William Byron sits by himself in 3rd. Then it's Daniel Suarez and Kyle Larson. But the battle is for 6. It's between 2 Joe Gibbs Racing teammates, and both of them have Shane Van Gisbergen on their back bumper, Andrew.
I've been watching this battle for a while, and Chase Briscoe looking to the inside now of Christopher Bell. This is for 6. Chase Briscoe will go around. SVG now wants a little bit of a piece of the battle, but Bell's not done. He's going to go side by side with Briscoe, but now they even out. Chase Briscoe now into 6.
Imagine running downhill off camber side by side. That's what these Toyota teammates were preparing to do as they're through the S's right now. The sun bouncing off those Toyotas as it's Briscoe leading Bell and Shane Van Gisbergen makes a move to the inside of Christopher Bell, who almost runs to the grass. They go hard, left, slow, and then back to the gas out of turn 6A. Van Gisbergen around Bell.
Give another spot to Shane Van Gisbergen, was able to get around Christopher Bell. That is for the 7th position, just behind Chase Briscoe, who holds the 6th spot. This battle for position, several seconds behind the race leaders who are already through turn 14. Tyler Reddick, Ryan Blaney, William Byron. A good battle for 4th with Daniel Suarez and Kyle Larson. And then this 3-car race led by Chase Briscoe for the 7th spot, as he is being hounded now by Shane Van Gisbergen and Christopher Bell as they make their way to turn 16.
SVG just makes it look so easy out here. Watching that battle in front of him right now, though, a couple of blue and white cars. That is Suarez and locked up with Kyle Larson. They race into 19. Larson looks to the inside. Suarez shuts that door on him. Suarez now pulls away by about a half a car length, but that is a good battle between the 7 and the number 5 in the turn 20.
That's a good pickup, Pat. We'll stay with that battle. It is for the 4th position. Daniel Suarez by about 2 car lengths over Kyle Larson. He'll stay right at the tire tracks as they crest the hill to 1.
These two just can't seem to stay away from each other on this 2.4-mile circuit. Daniel Suarez holds the 4th position over Kyle Larson, who closes it to half a car length. They'll go down the hill and sweep into the right-hander of turn number 2. Daniel Suarez, though, holding serve.
I saw some puffs of smoke from somewhere amongst the leaders there that time through turn number 1, but everybody keeping it straight as we go back to the 4th place battle. Suarez has it. Larson in car number 5 wants it. Larson a little more aggressive through turn 6A. He looks to the inside of Suarez. Another 2-wide battle behind them. Shane Van Gisbergen around Chase Briscoe at turn 6A. That seems to be the passing place in this area.
For Shane Van Gisbergen, especially as he was able to outbreak Briscoe for that spot. That is 6th and 7th that changed hands off of turn number 6 and up the back straightaway. We'll see if Shane Van Gisbergen now can close on the battle in front of him for 4th. Battle we have been following between Daniel Suarez and Kyle Larson, whose car snaps loose just a bit through the right-hander of turn number 14. Doesn't lose any ground to Suarez, who maintains that position. Then it's Larson and 3 car lengths back to Shane Van Gisbergen as they have singled out for now into 16.
No change with the front 3, but that battle between Larson and Suarez continues. They both are going to have a mirror full of that number 97 in a minute. Van Gisbergen chases them down the hill into turn number 19. Suarez works way through turn 19 very well. He lets the car swing way out wide. It's still a good battle between these two into 20.
It'll be 10 laps to go now in Cheddar stage number 2 here at Circuit of the Americas as we go down to Napa Auto Parts pit reporter Wendy Venturini.
Well, you've heard our turn announcers and our guys upstairs talk about these names, but let me tell you about the race cars. First off, Daniel Suarez in the 4th position. Before that last stop at lap 17 when they came down pit road, the back of the car was gone, and Daniel Suarez said the car was not good. When they pit at lap 17, they made some great adjustments for Daniel Suarez. He's been able to race his way and stay up there in the 4th position. As for Chase Briscoe, he's in the 7th spot. He also came down pit road at lap 17. He was complaining about rear grip before that last round of pit stops. That's Chase Briscoe. And then Christopher Bell, another guy who's running right behind him in the 8th position. He said he needed more drive, especially on the left-hand turn. But just now, a few moments ago, Christopher Bell said it's very loose and it's hitting the track quite a bit. So they'll make some more adjustments next time down pit road.
Awesome updates from Wendy Venturini about those 3 drivers. Bell, Briscoe, and Suarez all running inside the top 10. Tyler Reddick is your race leader. And Brad, I continue to be impressed with the amount of trust that crew chief Billy Scott is putting in Tyler Reddick. You know, you think back to Echo Park Speedway a week ago, it was Tyler putting his trust in the crew with that damaged race car that he could still drive up front and win that race. And you fast forward here to Circuit of the Americas, so that possible loose wheel. Billy Scott tells Tyler Reddick to feel it out. So far, things seem to be okay as Reddick has led every lap here in stage number 2.
Have to give him a lot of credit. Tyler Reddick just a half a second ahead of Ryan Blaney. 2.4 seconds ahead of William Byron. The larger gap, the top 3 almost 6 seconds ahead of Daniel Suarez. That could come into play as this field might short pit the end of Cheddar stage number 2. We'll find out more on that when we come back to Circuit of the Americas.
Whether your engine runs daily or only when you need it, Z-Max Micro Lubricant is the force you need against carbon buildup that can damage your engine. Combustion causes carbon and other harmful deposits to build up in your engine, fuel system, and transmission. And carbon is like sandpaper, rubbing against your engine's internal parts. You don't want that. You want Z-Max Micro Lubricant. It soaks into metal and keeps your vehicle running at peak performance. Find out more at zmax.com or visit us on Facebook and X. Protect your engine to the max with Z-Max.
Bubba Wallace on sponsorship.
None of this is possible without our sponsors, and I've had a fair share of sponsors be a part of my career and forever in debt.
NASCAR Network Radio drives business.
Tyler Reddick continues to lead Cheddar stage number 2. 9 to go before we see a green and white checkered flag from Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Welcome to PRN's At the Track. I'm Lenny Baticki. We are PRN's half-hour weekly show dedicated to the short track, dirt track, legends, and kart racing across the Southeast. We provide our audience with the news and insightful conversations with the newsmakers from grassroots racing. How did that help you this time to take this victory from a grassroots perspective?
I definitely felt like Martinsville was a lot harder than the other one.
That's PRN's At the Track.
Mike Rowe on the student organization known as Skills USA.
Well, everybody talks about high unemployment. It seems to me that the real problem is the skills gap.
there are opportunities available, millions of them. Skills USA is on the front line. They're encouraging soft skills and specific skills. They're the connective tissue in between the opportunities that exist and the hopes that a lot of parents and kids have for their own future.
Learn more at microworks.com and skillsusa.org.
Skills USA, champions at work.
Welcome back to Circuit of the Americas. The driver who you expected to hear a lot from today is starting to carve his way through the field. We'll tell you more about that after we pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network. Welcome back to the Duramax Texas Grand Prix alongside Nick Yeoman. My name is Brad Gilley. Joining us in the turns, Andrew Curlin, Doug Turnbull, Kyle Rickey, and Pat Patterson. Our Napa Auto Parts Pit reporters, Brett McMillan, Wendy Venturini, and Heather DeBoe. Tyler Reddick continues to lead with 8 laps to go in stage number 2, but Nick Yeoman, Shane Van Gisbergen, one of a handful of drivers on the move, but the fact is he is on the move and moving quick.
Yeah, and of course, remember, Shane Van Gisbergen is one of those drivers that decided to pit after the stage break. And there have been some other drivers that restarted 16th on back that have made up some ground since we dropped the green flag on stage number 2. A.J. Allmendinger has charged to 9th. Ty Gibbs has charged to 10th. Michael McDowell has moved up to 11th. But Shane Van Gisbergen has gone from 16th all the way to 4th, Brad. It has been a remarkable charge, saving, conserving those tires, and dicing his way through the field. He absolutely looks like he might be poised to break out the brooms. Got to catch Reddick, Blaney, and Byron, but boy, that Chevrolet for Trackhouse Racing looks absolutely hooked up today.
Van Gisbergen so far has had the Xfinity fastest lap of the day. We'll find out if that holds at the end of 95 laps today. But as he runs 4th right now behind William Byron, Ryan Blaney, and race leader Tyler Reddick, he's got a little bit of a ways to go. But we have a lot of cars battling out on the racetrack. In fact, let's pick up the field in front of Kyle Rickey.
Talked about at the start of this stage how the top 3 were able to break away, and they continue to have quite a gap between themselves and Shane Van Gisbergen, who runs in the 4th spot, although he's closing a bit on William Byron for 3rd. The best battle among the race leaders just behind SVG, and it's between Daniel Suarez, who has the 4th spot, Chase Briscoe in 5th. Both of those cars able to bypass Kyle Larson a couple of laps ago, who is beginning to fade later in this stage. Out of turn 15 goes that battle for the 4th position, and underneath the Duramax bridge led by Daniel Suarez.
Well, we'll keep our eye on this one. Here comes Briscoe, gets right to the bumper of Suarez, doesn't punt him, but gets right there and shows him his nose. Now they race nose to tail into turn number 13. Suarez is able to hold him off. Briscoe fades back just a little bit, but that battle's not over with. Those guys still going at it.
This battle is happening 9 seconds behind race leader Tyler Reddick. And again, it is for the 5th position. Daniel Suarez by about a car length and a half over Indiana's Chase Briscoe.
It's a fun battle to watch, and right behind them, the battle for 7th is on. Ty Gibbs has it. Kyle Larson wants it. He's going to go to the inside of Ty Gibbs. Ty Gibbs is going to shut the door as they go across the apex at turn number 1. Now A.J. Allmendinger wants a piece of Kyle Larson. He's on the outside of him. Move A.J. Allmendinger in front of Kyle Larson.
Methodically calling up through the field is A.J. Allmendinger's. I want to return back to the battle with Daniel Suarez and Chase Briscoe, rather. They're up and down the hill through turn 6. And let's see, Suarez a little bit loose in a return 6A, but Briscoe can't take advantage. And then it goes Gibbs, Allmendinger, and Kyle Larson here in the back of the top 10.
Kyle Larson really has his hands full right now, was battling among the top 5 not that long ago, just trying to hang on to the top 10. Michael McDowell closing in on him, under braking into turn number 12. Further up, the battle for the 5th spot continues to be best. Daniel Suarez has that position. Chase Briscoe, 1 car length behind them. And we talked about Ty Gibbs just a moment ago, working his way through the top 10. He's just a couple of car lengths back, running in the 6th spot. Ahead of A.J. Allmendinger, Kyle Larson, Michael McDowell. Great racing just in the top 10 as they race to 16.
That's a good call, Kyle Rickey. Watching Ty Gibbs, he continues now to bear down through turns number 17 and 18 on Chase Briscoe, calling about 10 car lengths back there behind him. But that driver has been awfully good in his machine today, the red and white Scio machine, as they work off of turn number 19 into turn 20.
5 laps to go in Cheddar stage number 2. That means pit road will close in just 3 laps. We are getting within the window of some drivers wanting to short pit. Michael McDowell is on the move as he goes around Kyle Larson as they head up the hill.
Yeah, exactly right. But in front of them, Chase Briscoe looks to the inside of Daniel Suarez. They're going to go side by side down the hill into turn number 2. Suarez, though, will hold the position as they head into the S's.
That's the battle for 5th position there, and Briscoe trying to get everything he can get before they may or may not decide to pit. He is hounding the rear end of Suarez's Chevrolet there as they go through the S's. Joining them is Ty Gibbs, who's gained 12 spots on the track since this stage began. Gibbs looks to the inside of Briscoe, his teammate. Suarez keeps him at bay. They're 2 wide entering 6A.
And Ty Gibbs is a solid shot of racing into the top 5, racing 6th right now with Chase Briscoe. Briscoe has that position. Gibbs gets a good look to the inside, driver's left into the left-hand turn of the turn number 12. By a half a car length, it is Ty Gibbs. Briscoe battling back. This allows Daniel Suarez to break away just a bit in that 5th spot. A.J. Allmendinger has the best seat in the house for this battle just in front of him. Back and forth through the S's and through the stadium section. Ty Gibbs has it at the exit of turn number 15, that left-hand turn, and is able to break away from both Briscoe and Allmendinger.
Yeah, Ty Gibbs now sails on. It leaves A.J. Allmendinger to battle with Briscoe. They stay door-to-door with each other. Allmendinger now finally will have the position on Briscoe as he works back out wide in to set up for turn number 19. Briscoe is right there, though. He is hanging on to the bumper of A.J. Good 2-car battle there.
First 2 takers on pit lane, Brad Keselowski and Zane Smith. We've been watching this battle. Chase Briscoe might have just gave a shot to A.J. Allmendinger as they all race up down the front straightaway to turn number 1.
The front of the field is checked out, but we have some exciting action. Daniel Suarez, then it's Ty Gibbs, A.J. Allmendinger, and Chase Briscoe behind him, and then Michael McDowell joins the fun. But in front of that group, now Ty Gibbs looks to the inside of Daniel Suarez. They'll bang doors, but Suarez holds the spot for now.
And Suarez just driving the wheels off that freeway insurance Chevrolet as they're down the hill, turning left through turn 4, a hard right through turn number 5, and then it's going to be down to second gear, up and over the hill of turn 6. Ty Gibbs hounding Daniel Suarez with Allmendinger, Briscoe, and McDowell behind him. They stay single file, well, for now.
Good 5-car race from 5th on back as they exit turn 6B and hit the back straightaway. Daniel Suarez, car length in hand over Ty Gibbs. 3 more back to A.J. Allmendinger, who is settled back in the line for now. And then it's Chase Briscoe and Michael McDowell just behind them through the left-hander turn number 12. Now the double apex right-hand turns of 13. Good battle for 3rd, beginning to shape up. Just William Byron has the position, but Shane Van Gisbergen right there, 2 lengths back.
Almost got him. He's almost up to that 3rd spot. Van Gisbergen's march to the front here in the 2nd stage continues on now. He chases down William Byron in turn number 19. Call it 4 car lengths there. SV running down for that 3rd spot. Now the battle's in 20.
Pit road is open right now. If you want a short pit, you better do it now. We've already seen Alex Bowman come down, has a penalty for an uncontrolled tire. We saw Chris Buescher come down as well, and we've got even more. Heather DeBow.
Yeah, Tyler Reddick pulling into that number 1 pit stall. I haven't heard much from him over the radio. Pretty happy with that balance. Again, he did have some concern on a loose wheel, but he was able to make it. They're going to do 4 Goodyear tires and Sunoco fuel for Tyler Reddick. Wendy Venturini.
Chase Briscoe is in for 4 tires of fuel. He was fighting a rear grip on his machine. They're going to also hand him a drink through the window. Also on pit road, Christopher Bell for 4 tires. A little bit hard to get that left rear tire off for Christopher Bell, but a solid stop. Brent McMillan.
Michael McDowell has been in already. 4 tire change for him. Connor Zilich is in. Stayed out there with a little vibration. Flat spot of tires. He's got 4 fresh ones. Heather DeBow.
Joey Logano was in telling his team that he was struggling with the slow stuff, but felt better through the S's. Also in was Ross Chastain, just too tight and sliding the fronts that run. Also in Carson Hocevar telling his team he was too on top of the racetrack, so some adjustments for that 77.
A flurry of pit stops here right towards the end of stage number 2. Brad, we probably saw, I want to say 15, 20 cars on pit lane. Great work by our Napa Auto Parts pit reporters.
Yeah, for sure. Right now, Ryan Blaney is the race leader. He's coming into turn number 19. When he crosses the start-finish line, pit road will close as we'll be coming to 2 to go. The question is, Ryan Blaney, with the control that he has of the race, does he come on to pit road? And
Yes.
It looks like he is. Pat Patterson, thank you very much, sir. Here comes the driver of the number 12 in front of you, Brett.
And he's coming down to pit lane, and he's going to pull into his pit stall. He's been pretty happy with the car, maybe just a tick tight is what he said. He's going to get a slight air pressure adjustment. Right side tires are on. He's got one tire that just about got away, but he stayed within bounds. And now the left side tires are on. Car's full of fuel. He's gone, headed to boat.
Kyle Larson will be coming in to get service here again. I mentioned that his suit isn't working, so they're going to get him some ice and water. Also SVG in. He was telling the team he was losing the right front. He said he's better with the rear of that race car, but just needed some more turn on the 97.
Thank you very much. So as we work our way through the field right now, we've got less than 2 laps to go here in Cheddar stage number 2 at Circuit of the Americas. Leaders are now coming into the bypass section at the top end of the racetrack. Kyle, Ricky, they're headed toward you.
That leader is Ty Gibbs, has a healthy advantage over A.J. Allmendinger of about 10 car lengths. A lap to go. Should mention we had our first incident of the day. The Dex Ford got turned around for Josh Perry at the exit of turn number 14. The right-hander smacked the tire back, did a 360, kept on rolling with minimal damage for Josh Perry in that Wood Brothers Ford. That's where the leaders are right now, and it's Ty Gibbs at the point, A.J. Allmendinger in second, Daniel Suarez running in position number 3, Todd Gilliland fourth. Nobody challenging for any of those spots. Several car lengths between each of those cars as they enter turn 16.
Ty Gibbs with a good afternoon going here. Solid ride for him. Great passing, great work on the racetrack. He's down the hill, headed to turn number 19. We'll make that left-hand corner there and set up for turn number 20. It's a long way back to A.J. Allmendinger, who is in that second spot.
Ty Gibbs had to fight to get around A.J. Allmendinger a few laps ago to get that spot, and it may end up being for a stage win out of turn 20. One more trip around for Ty Gibbs here in stage number 2.
They all gave us a great show, but right now it is single file and pretty spaced out for the front 4. Ty Gibbs makes his way up to turn number 1 for the final time. A.J. Allmendinger behind him, then Daniel Suarez and Todd Gilliland are the top 4, but it's all Ty Gibbs out up front.
The red and white Saya Toyota for Ty Gibbs coming down the hill. He's had a couple of bad crashes to start the year. They're staying out, getting those precious stage points. Our Tyler Allen in the 54 crew as he goes up and down the hill to turn number 6A. Second place, A.J. Allmendinger in the white and black Celsius Chevrolet follows him at second. Daniel Suarez is there in the third spot. Todd Gilliland is in fourth.
Every point matters in this Chase Championship format that returns to the 2026 season, and Ty Gibbs is looking for 10 points toward his total right here. Under braking into the left-hander, turn number 12, heading toward 13 and 14, the 2 right-hand corners, and he has about 12 car lengths over A.J. Allmendinger in the second spot. Same distance back to Daniel Suarez in third. Fourth place, Todd Gilliland, about 5 car lengths back, and then a large gap back to the rest of the field, 6 through 10, coming into the stadium section right now as Ty Gibbs exits as the race leader.
Yeah, no problems for Gibbs now as he hammers down over here in turn 17 and 18, takes his red and white Toyota down into turn number 19. A.J. Allmendinger follows suit alongside Daniel Suarez. Here is the guy that's going to see the green and white checkered flag. Ty Gibbs setting up for turn number 20.
As he heads back on the front straightaway, Ty Gibbs will win the stage here at Circuit of the Americas in Cheddar stage number 2. Coming across in second will be A.J. Allmendinger. Then we see the number 7 of Daniel Suarez. Then it's Todd Gilliland, our 5th place finisher in stage number 2. Tyler Reddick, he actually pitted before the end of the stage, still collects top 5 stage points. His 2311 teammate Bubba Wallace will finish 6th in stage 2. Then we have Ryan Blaney. Cole Custer is going to come across 8th. Riley Herbst will be 9th, followed by William Byron.
This is a consumer warning for men in our audience looking to buy generic versions of the blue or yellow pills online. Be very careful. Many of these products may be completely ineffective. Our research team has found versions of these blue and yellow pills for the remarkable price of about $1 a pill. They have a success rate as high as 87% to help men with erection issues. And remember, with a price as low as $1, you'll get more bang for your buck. Call now and we can confidentially ship your order with no questions asked. Call now to learn how to get our versions of the blue or yellow pills for about $1 a pill. Call now and ask for express shipping to get your package in days. 800-245-4816. 800-245-4816. 800-245-4816. That's 800-245-4816. Call Pharmacy Shop now.
While the pit crew members loosen up for a round of stage 2 pit stops, the safety crews are going to be busy blowing dirt off the track and having to reset a couple of tire packs that just got nudged over in those areas where NASCAR is trying to enforce track limits. We'll come back. Pit Road will be busy at Circuit of the Americas. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Hey, it's Charlie and Debbie, along with NASCAR legend Kyle Petty, inviting you to join us for Kyle Petty's Back Then Again Country Countdown.
Each week, we'll put it in reverse and take a trip down memory lane, looking back at that week's top 20 country songs from years past.
We'll dive into what made those songs and artists move the needle, what pop culture trends made those years unique.
And you'll get to hear me tell stories only I can tell.
So don't miss Kyle Petty's Back Then Again Country Countdown right here each week.
When NASCAR hits Dover Motor Speedway, get ready for all-star intensity at the Monster Mile. May 15th through 17th. See the sport's biggest names battle it out. It's more than a race. Concerts, autograph sessions, tailgates, and non-stop action all weekend long. Experience NASCAR the way it's meant to be, live and in person at Dover. Get your tickets now at DoverMotorspeedway.com. That's DoverMotorspeedway.com.
Back at Circuit of the Americas, Cheddar Stage 2 is in the books, and it's won by Ty Gibbs. Ty Gibbs, Brad, has been the big point earner today. He scored 15 points worth of stage points today. Entered this weekend 33rd in points with just 17 points to his name. So he's almost doubled his output through 2 races. So that's the importance of making sure you're getting out there, picking up stage wins as Ty Gibbs tries to get his season pointed in the right direction.
We mentioned this earlier, Nick. Ty Gibbs has a clean race car as he's been racing his way through the field, and he picked up double-digit spots during that stage, and not because people were short pitting. He actually passed that many cars, then had the advantage of people short pitting. I want to give a lot of credit to his crew chief, Tyler Allen. 2 years ago, Tyler Allen won 8 races in what is now the NASCAR O'Reilly Series, and he started as Ty Gibbs crew chief in the Cup Series last year. That team continues to grow. That team continues to get better. Tyler Allen makes great decisions on the pit box as well.
A.J. Allmendinger has also had a pretty positive points day so far. He has also picked up 15 points in the 2 stages. Ross Chastain, Shane Van Gisbergen have also picked up 10 points apiece. So it's been a valuable day for those drivers so far as we head towards stage number 3. Brad, this is where it's going to get interesting, especially with the fuel mileage, because the first 2 stages, 20 and 25, fell right in that window where you could do it in 1 tank. Not going to be so lucky here for stage number 3. This is where we think the strategy could get really interesting this afternoon.
Great part of this is we're not even to the halfway point of the Duramax Texas Grand Prix. We've completed 46 laps. We have 49 to go in regulation. And this is they don't know when they're going to pit. With defined stages, the teams can say, hey, we're going to pit here or we're going to pit here. Now things are wide open and things are going to be dictated in a big way. Let's go down to pit road and check in with a Napa Auto Parts pit reporter. Miss an electrical problem, it can mean big trouble for your business. That's why Napa delivers the parts, tools, and expertise to catch problems before they become breakdowns. That is Napa know-how, Wendy Venturini.
And that is a great time to talk about Chase Elliott and the adjustments they made on the lengthy pit stop the last time down pit road. Crew Chief Alan Gustafson brought him down twice for long stops to work on the rear of the car. Chase Elliott said that was the right way to go. The lefts definitely felt better, but he just feels like he's on the front tires too much. And Alan Gustafson came back and said, go ahead, put it on the front tires as much as you can, use them up. We have plenty of front tires here, but the car is just off balance for Chase Elliott today. So that's something they've been battling, an odd story for Chase Elliott. Some of the other cars we'll see in just a minute down pit road. Daniel Suarez having a great day. Daniel Suarez typically does not run that well here at this speedway. Daniel Suarez, when we come here to Cota, the first 5 starts he's had here, the best finish has been a 24th. So it's a solid day for Daniel Suarez. They're about to hit pit road and make some adjustments to his car. And another guy having a great day, Todd Gilliland, 2 top 10s and 4 starts here at Cota, and he's up front yet again. That's not luck. He's consistently good here at Circuit of the Americas, and Todd Gilliland having a great day here at Cota.
Thank you very much, Wendy. Austin Dillon, Nick Yeoman, has a gear shift lever in his hand. There's only one problem with that.
Yeah, that shouldn't be in your hand. It should be connected to the race car is what you're trying to say.
It's not attached to the race car.
Right, and right now he sits on pit lane. They pop the right side driver's window. Those things come out easily, and he's got a crew member who is about waist deep in the passenger side window reaching in to try to fix that problem for Austin Dillon. So it's going to be an extended stop. He is still on the lead lap, but boy, that is not a happy feeling. And I noticed before the end of the stage that he was starting to drop through the pack and look like he was off pace. So that is certainly a problem they want to get rectified here on pit lane.
Yeah, that's a tough thing when all of a sudden you're shifting gears throughout this 17-turn road circuit at Circuit of the Americas, and the next thing you know, you go to shift gears and the gear shift lever just pops off. So very tough thing for that RCR Chevy for sure. Ty Gibbs was the winner of Cheddar Stage number 2. He is not pitted. Neither is A.J. Allmendinger, Daniel Suarez, Todd Gilliland, Bubba Wallace, who finished 6th in the stage. He has yet to come down pit road. Cole Custer, who finished 8th in the stage. The last time he pitted was actually on lap number 17, so it's been a while for him. Riley Herb still has to come down. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., among a handful of other drivers. So assuming Tyler Reddick does not come down in pit, he short pitted stage number 2, then he is going to have inherit the race lead. And I hate to say inherit, Nick, because he started on the pole, and Tyler Reddick has led 18 of the 47 laps we've had here today, the most of any driver.
Yeah, when we dropped the green flag, that car kind of sank like a rock, almost outside of the top 10, and I wondered, boy, this is not going to be an opportunity for Tyler Reddick to go 3 for 3, but that team has rallied. They've made some adjustments on that car clearly, and that's a great illustration of why short pitting and building that monster lead helped, because Reddick decides to pit and still ends up 5th place in the stage. So a little strategy there for the Daytona 500, an Echo Park Speedway winner from a weekend ago, as Tyler Reddick tries to go 3 for 3 right now in 5th. And as you pointed out, Brad, he will inherit the lead, and he will right now because pit lane is open. Ty Gibbs will lead him to you, Brett McMillan.
And Ty Gibbs said that his car was a lot better during that second stage than the first. He'd like it to be a little bit looser so he can stay more to the left, especially going through the stadium area as they got 4 fresh tires. Wendy Venturini.
Daniel Suarez started off good, but then got snappy loose. He felt the rear tires felt a little bit flat, so it's going to be 4 tires, Sunoco fuel for Daniel Suarez. Todd Gilliland on pit road as well for 4 tires and fuel. Heather DeBow.
And A.J. Allmendinger reporting he needs front turn, but more importantly, he is completely uncomfortable in that race car. Both his helmet blower and his cool suit are not working. So most of the time he was giving feedback to Trent Owens was just to get him cooled off because he is hot.
All right, little bit of incident there at the exit of pit road. Josh Berry was coming into his pits. Bubba Wallace had already exited his, and when Josh Berry slowed to turn left, Bubba actually hit the rear bumper of Josh Berry. No one spun, but Nick, it almost looked like it stalled the car of Bubba Wallace there for a half a second.
Yeah, I mean, he was stuck on pit lane, quickly got it refired and continued rolling on, but it did look like there was a little bit of damage to the nose of that car, so we'll document that story throughout the course of the day. 47 laps to go here at the stage break. We're getting set for stage number 3 here at Circuit of the Americas.
This is Kyle Petty for Echo Park Automotive, and I'm here to tell you why you should shop Echo Park before you buy a car, truck, or SUV. Over half of inventory at Echo Park is priced below $25,000, and car for car, truck for truck. Echo Park Automotive's pricing is $3,000 less than the competition. Maybe that's why Echo Park has over 100,000 five-star reviews. Echo Park Automotive is built to make sure you drive away happy. It's even in their name, Echo Park Automotive. Every car, happy owner. The official used car retailer of Speedway Motorsports.
By downloading the free PRN mobile app, you can listen to all of our live race broadcasts anywhere. You'll also have easy access to all of our award-winning studio shows. Get all the latest racing information at your fingertips with the PRN mobile app.
Ross Chastain wins stage 1. Ty Gibbs wins stage 2. Who takes the trophy in the Duramax Texas Grand Prix? We're going to find out here in stage number 3. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
I'm PRN's Doug Turnbull, co-host of the 5 to Go podcast, a weekly deep dive into 5 motorsports issues. Devin Kupka gives the Gen Z view.
One thing that I've never seen before, when the cars got 4 wide, everybody stood up cheering.
And championship-winning mechanic Dan Elliott leans on his decades in the garage and promoting.
Unless everybody is aware of the rules, then no, it's not fair for everyone.
Listen to the 5 to Go podcast on GoPRN.com and subscribe on Apple and Spotify.
Hi, this is PRN's Andrew Curlin. Weekends are the time to get stuff done. And when you're on the go, make sure you take advantage of the PRN mobile app. You can catch myself from the pits or the turns covering the action alongside our incredibly talented PRN crew. So you can listen to us from anywhere, at home, on the road, or even at the racetrack. Get the latest racing information at your fingertips by downloading the PRN mobile app today. Available in the Apple App Store or on Google Play.
Welcome back to the Duramax Texas Grand Prix here at Circuit of the Americas alongside Nick Yeoman. My name is Brad Gilley. We're going to get the field reset for you as we head into the final stage of the race. But first, we'll go down to pit road and Brett McMillan.
Well, here's what happened to Austin Dillon. The bolt holding the shifter in came out. The shifter didn't break. The bolt holding it in came out, so they were able to replace the bolt. Everything's back to normal. More or less normal as things can be inside a race car, I guess.
Might want to go with the red Loctite next time.
Yeah, I mean, there is nothing normal about that. And there are some racetracks, Brad, where you can just disregard that shifter. This is not one of those racetracks. That is something they had to fix.
Yeah, that most definitely is. So right now, it looks like we're going to restart with 45 laps to go of the Duramax Texas Grand Prix. We're going to give you a full field rundown brought to you by Hunt Brothers Pizza, where we love racing and we love pizza. Find your next pizza at huntbrotherspizza.com or download the Hunt Brothers Pizza app.
Pole sitter Tyler Reddick is your race leader. He is P1 in his Toyota. Ryan Blaney in the Ford runs second. William Byron in his Chevrolet runs third. Then it's Shane Van Gisbergen, and he's been fast all day long. He runs in the fourth position. Fifth is Chase Briscoe. Michael McDowell is sixth. Christopher Bell runs seventh. Kyle Larson is eighth. Chris Buescher is ninth. Joey Logano is currently shown as 10th.
And running in 11th right now, Ross Chastain, your Stage 1 winner. Kyle Busch runs 12th. 13th is Austin Cindric. Ryan Preece having a good day up to 14th. 15th, Denny Hamlin. 16th is Jesse Love. John Hunter Nemechek, 17th. Ty Dillon, 18th. 19th, Chase Elliott. Brad Keselowski is 20th.
21st is Eric Jones. 22nd is the rookie Connor Zilic. 23rd is Carson Hocevar. Alex Bowman is 24th. 25th is Noah Gragson. Zane Smith is 26th. 27th is Ty Gibbs, the Stage 2 winner. 28th is Daniel Suarez. A.J. Allmendinger being shown in 29th, and Cole Custer is 30th.
Running in 31st, Todd Gilliland. Riley Herbst, 32nd. Bubba Wallace, 33rd. 34th, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Austin Dillon being shown 35th. Cody Ware is 36th. Josh Berry is 37th. All of the cars, all 37, are on the lead lap, and all 37 are coming to the Freeway Insurance Choose. More ways to choose, more ways to save. Freeway your way.
Yep, making their way through the stadium portion of the racetrack. Right now being paced by the 2026 Toyota Camry XSE pace car. Your race, your story. Be a part of the action at ToyotaRacingUSA.com. Again, Tyler Reddick, Ryan Blaney. Brad going to be on the front row here for this restart.
Nick, the only 2 times we've stopped this race are for stage breaks. We have not yet had a natural caution.
Yeah, and you bring up the best point, the fact that all 37 cars on the lead lap, which means if you have problems in stage number 3, it's going to be a massive, massive points hit. So making sure you take care of that race car going to be very, very important because while a lot of drivers have had minor issues, nobody has had a major one so far today.
Happy race day. How they look in front of you?
Well, they're ready to go. Pace car's gone. We're halfway in between 19 and 20. We got Tyler Reddick up there with Ryan Blaney. They have really lit the field up this afternoon, and they're ready to turn them loose again.
Into the Echo Park Automotive Restart Zone. Back on the front straightaway. They are nose-to-nose, 3 rows deep. Right now, Tyler Reddick, a slight advantage. Chase Briscoe tries to swing wide to the inside.
Chase Briscoe from 2 rows back looks for the lead once again. Tyler Reddick and Ryan Blaney, though, side by side. They're 4 wide for third. Here comes Chase Briscoe. He's up to the second spot. He's going to fight Ryan Blaney, but right now, Tyler Reddick leads him to the S's.
They got to get from 3 to 4 wide to single file as they go down the hill and into third gear through turns 3, 4, and 5. Tyler Reddick shimmies out front. Then it goes Ryan Blaney, Chase Briscoe, William Byron, and Shane Van Gisbergen, who's looking to the inside of Byron, who almost hit Van Gisbergen trying to look to the inside of Briscoe.
And those two are side by side for the 4th spot now as they exit turn 6B. Byron to the outside, Van Gisbergen to his inside. Christopher Bell and Kyle Larson look on as Chase Briscoe drives away in third after another very aggressive restart for Chase. Gained a bunch of spots and is within striking distance of the battle for the lead. Behind them, they're 4 wide again into the right-hander of turn number 14. Somehow they made it work. Shane Van Gisbergen, Christopher Bell, Michael McDowell, Kyle Larson, all part of that battle in the left-hand turn 15. Van Gisbergen hangs on to the 5th spot for now. Michael McDowell, Christopher Bell, nose-to-nose for 6th.
Reddick out front by about 4 to 5 car lengths now. Blaney falls in second as they work off of turn number 18. They're stacked up deep back there from 5th, 6th, and 7th. Kyle Larson on the move now, trying to make a move inside of Christopher Bell. Can't get anything done. The leader's now back in turn 20.
A few quarters ago, Michael McDowell was using up the side of Kyle Larson. Larson takes a peek to the inside of Christopher Bell. That's just outside of the top 5. It's Reddick and Blaney up the hill in turn 1.
It's impressive to see how many positions Chase Briscoe has gained on every restart so far today. He's in the 3rd position. Further back, Michael McDowell looks to the inside of Shane Van Gisbergen in turn number 1. SVG stays on his outside. Now he'll have the preferred groove as they head into turn number 2. SVG will hold the position on Michael McDowell.
Very impressive racing there, trying to go down the hill through 2 and continue that descent into turns 3 and 4 as the top 5 run. Reddick and Blaney, then a few car leads back to Briscoe and Byron. Then it's good place Van Gisbergen. McDowell's at 6 as they enter the hard left-hander in turn 6A with pressure from Christopher Bell and several others.
And that's where the field stacks up from 6th on back. Michael McDowell has it. Then it's Christopher Bell, Ross Chastain, Kyle Larson, Austin Cindric, Joey Logano. Nobody stepping out of line, though, among that pack of traffic into the heavy braking zone of turn number 13 as they make that left-hander. Now the right-hander of turn number 14 go the race leaders. Up front, still about 2 car lengths between the top 2. Tyler Reddick, the race leader. Ryan Blaney in second, then a bit of a gap back to third, running unchallenged right now is Chase Briscoe in that spot. William Byron, 2 lengths back and forth.
No 2-car battles here amongst the top, I'd say 12, 13 cars now as Reddick leads them down into turn number 19. Blaney is only about 3 car lengths behind the leader as they slice their way through and by the tire barrier in 19, head for turn number 20. Reddick still leading the way.
Big question is, what kind of pace are these leaders setting? They're going to have to manage tires. This is the longest stage of the race. Want to document that Eric Jones went spinning. He goes from 22nd back to 37th. Leaders are back in front of Andrew Curlin.
Ryan Blaney spent most of stage number 2 following Tyler Reddick, and that is what he continues to do right now in the final stage of this race. But behind him, Christopher Bell makes a move on Michael McDowell. They bang doors. McDowell, though, holding serve, and he'll keep his position further back.
They keep those cars under control there. That is the best battle inside of the top 10 here. Battle for about the 6th or 7th spotter, though. McDowell has stayed in front of last year's winner, Christopher Bell. McDowell in the green and black Chevy. Bell in the yellow and black Toyota. They're followed by Ross Chastain, who's reappeared to the top 10. They're back to the gas, leaving turn 6A and towards 6B now.
All of this led by Michael McDowell from 6th on back. He has 2 car lengths over Christopher Bell. Then it's Ross Chastain, Kyle Larson, and Austin Cindric into the left-hander of turn number 12. Downshifting into first gear, very slow section of this course. Then the right-hander of turns 14 and 15. You have Tyler Reddick, the race leader. Ryan Blaney beginning to reel him in that 2nd spot. Top 2 have been able to break away from Chase Briscoe in 3rd and William Byron in 4th.
We watched Blaney in that last stage just kind of patiently wait behind the 45 of Tyler Reddick. Seemingly maybe going to spend that much time behind him this time as he works down into turn 19. Only a car length off of him, doesn't look that aggressive right now as they hit in turn number 20, but nevertheless, a good battle for the lead.
They'll get nose to tail. Ryan Blaney gets right on the back bumper. In fact, Blaney got a great charge out of turn 20. Going to try to set him up, Andrew, into turn 1.
Can he use his good run off of turn 20 to make a strong move in turn number 1? The answer is no. Tyler Reddick still too far in front of Ryan Blaney for him to make a sharp move to the inside. Right now it's Tyler Reddick, but Ryan Blaney stalking him as they head into the S's.
And Blaney gets a little bit more to the inside of turn 2 as they go up and down the hill into turn number 3. Blaney more aggressive over the red and white curbing there as they're into the Texas sunshine and up and down the hill in turn number 6. Still trailing the leader Reddick by a car length is Blaney, and then it's about 6 or 7 car lengths back to Chase Briscoe at third, who's got William Byron right on his tail through the short shoe.
That's a good race for the third spot. Briscoe has it. Byron there, a couple of car lengths back, third and fourth on the race course. At the front of the field, it's Toyota and Ford. The Toyota of Tyler Reddick, the race leader, looking for 3 in a row here today. Ryan Blaney wanting to put a stop to that streak, just a car length back in the second spot. Had a look to the inside going into the right-hand turn, number 14, but had to settle back in the line. We'll try it again in the left-hand turn of turn number 15. But again, can't make a move. Right in the tire tracks of Tyler Reddick is Ryan Blaney for the top spot.
Here's Reddick and Blaney through turns number 17 and 18. Both of those guys would like to put as much distance as they can between them and Shane Van Gisbergen. The more time they battle with each other up front, guys, the more time that 97 can catch up. Here's the battle for the lead going back into turn number 20.
100% right on that, Pat. If they can stretch out a lead when they come in and pit, they can minimize the time they lose. There will be no planned stoppage in play for something like that. So the further out in front you can get, the better off you're going to be, Andrew.
Perhaps Ryan Blaney is content riding behind Tyler Reddick, but the way he's racing, it does not seem that way. It continues to be a cat and mouse game for the front two. Tyler Reddick will sweep his Toyota into turn number 2, but this is a gap, the biggest gap Tyler Reddick has seen.
And for sure, as they get down the hill through turns 3, 4, and 5, they slalom right through those turns as Blaney goes a little more conservatively through turn 5, tries a different line than the leader, Reddick. And they also got to manage those tires as well to keep the strength of those good years of grip in the run. Third place is still Briscoe. Then it goes Byron and Shane Van Gisbergen in your top 5.
Shane Van Gisbergen right now might be conserving those tires, running all by himself and unchallenged on the course in that 5th position. As he enters the back straightaway, the leaders exit the back straightaway and make that left-hand turn into the stadium section, and it's getting hot up front. Here comes Ryan Blaney. Saw an opening in turn number 14, puts his nose to the right side of Tyler Reddick. May have been a little bit of contact. Now crossover move to driver's left going into turn 15. Blaney up alongside Tyler Reddick, but it's Reddick by a half a car length under the Duramax bridge.
All right, who wants to lead this? Blaney thinks he might want to lead it right now as he works his way through 7 and 18. It's downhill, a race between those two into turn number 19. Reddick stays out in front by about a car length or so. They finish off the corner in 19 and now head back over to turn number 20. A very healthy gap. First to second, all the way back to third.
It is on for the race lead out of turn number 20 as they hit the stripe. 40 laps to go. Blaney and Reddick separated by just a car length.
Ryan Blaney said, I've had enough of running in second. They're both under heavy braking. Reddick about a half a car length lower than Blaney on entry, but he'll still maintain about 1 car length lead over Ryan Blaney. It's Chase Briscoe behind him. I know he's got a great view for the battle for the lead.
But he's not within strike to make a position on it right now, as it's still the leader separated by a car length coming down the hill through the S's in third gear. Ryan Blaney makes a left-hand turn and then the right-hander up and down the hill behind Tyler Reddick. Chase Briscoe has gapped William Byron behind him, kind of on an island there in that third spot, as really the top several cars have stayed single file.
Shane Van Gisbergen, who was all by himself in 5th, a lap to go, has reeled in William Byron and may challenge for that position before this lap is all said and done. Last time by, Ryan Blaney was challenging Tyler Reddick through the stadium section for the race lead. This time, about 3 car lengths back in that second spot. Reddick maintains the race lead for now as they make their way through the right-hander turn number 14. The slow left-hand turn of number 15. And here comes Blaney again within 1 length of race leader Tyler Reddick. Top 2 have been able to break away from Chase Briscoe in third.
So we watch those two drive away over here in turns 17 and 18. Briscoe with a healthy lead over William Byron. Then it's Shane Van Gisbergen. He's got a mirror full of Michael McDowell. They work their way off turn number 18. Down the hill they go. That hard left-hand corner down there, back to the left. And it sets up turn number 19 over to 20. Again, the leaders in turn 20.
Nick, about 10 miles west of here, the University of Texas Longhorns play at Darrell K. Royal Memorial Stadium. Sometimes you watch a football game, and the lesser team might use a strategy to blitz. Blitz, blitz, blitz all game long. They're going to put pressure on the quarterback because they want to try and win. I feel like right now Ryan Blaney and Tyler Reddick are blitzing because the favored team is sitting there running in fifth right now, and that's Shane Van Gisbergen, who, while they blitz, manages his tires.
Yeah, you're speaking my language now, my buddy. There's no doubt about it. Shane Van Gisbergen is the elephant in the room that seems to be lingering. And watching the deficit, it's been hovering around 4 seconds for Shane Van Gisbergen. So while you watch Reddick and Blaney continue to push, you watch the lap times, Shane Van Gisbergen is hanging steady with that deficit. We expect the longer this run goes, the more it's going to start to favor Shane Van Gisbergen. We'll see if he can charge from fifth.
39 laps to go still here in the Duramax Texas Grand Prix.
Listen up, fellow timeshare owners. If you're a timeshare owner and you want out at all costs, you're done, frustrated, tired of wasting money, you don't use the darn thing. Get out now. Hire the best Bulldog timeshare cancellation team in the business. Their in-house legal team, headed by a timeshare cancellation lawyer, can help you fight the biggest and baddest companies out there that sell timeshare. At some point, you were using your timeshare, but now you're not, and you're tired of wasting money. Before you go to the poorhouse, call right now and learn how you can stop the maintenance fees and put more money back in your pocket. Their services cost you a lot less than you think, and you'll save a lot of money over time. Call the Timeshare Exit Hotline now. It's a free consultation.
800-890-5957. 800-890-5957. 800-890-5957. That's 800-890-5957.
A lot of battling happening on the racetrack right now from Circuit of the Americas. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Bubba Wallace on sponsorship.
This sport was built on relationships and partnerships and sponsorships, and none of this is possible without our sponsors and being able to represent Fortune 500 companies and just all around great people. I've had a fair share of sponsors be a part of my career, and forever in debt, forever grateful for the opportunities to represent those brands.
NASCAR Network Radio drives business.
When it comes to maintaining your engine to run at peak performance, trust Z-Max Micro Lubricant. Z-Max soaks into metal and is so easy to add to your oil or gas to disperse carbon buildup in your engine, fuel system, and transmission. Protect your vehicle's engine to the max with Z-Max. Check us out at zmax.com or visit us on Facebook and X to find out more about our full line of products. Remember the name Z-Max for your car, big rig, small engines, firearms, and more. That's Z-Max Micro Lubricant.
We are racing deep in the heart of Texas in Austin, Circuit of the Americas, where Tyler Reddick continues to lead over Ryan Blaney, Chase Briscoe, William Byron, Shane Van Gisbergen in the top five. Then we have Michael McDowell, then Ross Chastain, and this is where a big battle is heating up. Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, and look who's coming into the game, Andrew Kurland, Connor Zilic.
It's a fun battle to watch. Right now, Bell and Zilic are side by side for position going into turn number one. Zilic overshoots the corner, but purposefully, because now he has half a car length lead over Bell, and he clears himself into turn number two. Expert driving from Connor Zilic.
That rookie there, the only one in the field, by the way, or one of two young drivers in the field, by the way, in that sense, has been the biggest mover in stage. He is up and down the hill at turn six. He's between Christopher Bell and Kyle Larson as Larson looks to the inside of Ross Chastain. Chastain seems to be having a slower car that's bottled these four drivers up.
After getting turned in front of most of the field earlier in this race, Connor Zilic carting his way back toward the front, moved around Christopher Bell just a moment ago and has Kyle Larson set in his sights along with Ross Chastain just in front of them. This is the battle just outside of the top 5. Chastain slides wide. Kyle Larson goes to the inside. Zilic 3 wide, trying to take 2 for 1 in turn number 14. They're still 3 wide through turn 15. Chastain's going to move around Larson. Here comes Zilic now up alongside as they race through turn 16, the right-hander.
Wow, what a move by Zilic. Now he goes to work on Chastain, gets to his bumper, almost moves him out of the way. They are tight together in formation going down into turn number 19. Zilic trying his best to work himself back up there for a shot at Ross Chastain, but he has got the 88 moving, and they work their way into turn number 20.
There is a rumor that Connor Zilic is a 19-year-old rookie, but he has not looked like it on this lap, getting around veterans like Bell and Larson. Now he'll set his sights, Andrew, on his teammate Ross Chastain.
Bell and Larson were banging doors on the exit of turn number 20. Christopher Bell trying to outbreak Kyle Larson. He's going to try to cross him over. Oh, he gets to his back quarter panel. Everyone keeps their P's and Q's, though. Good racing, and here comes Kyle Busch. Busch wants a piece of this battle.
Busch has been rumbling around in the back of the top 10 today after starting back in the 30th spot there. As they come down the hill right now, let's kind of reset where the battle is. Ross Chastain, then Connor Zilic, then 5 or 6 car links back to Christopher Bell at turn 6. Then it goes Larson to Kyle Busch as they all woe down and get the first gear. As now a move for Connor Zilic under Ross Chastain at turn 6B, Kyle Ricky.
Battle for the 7th spot, exits turn 6B and hits the back straightaway and has Connor Zilic moving around Ross Chastain at the exit of that corner, and is able to clear him by a car length as they hit the stadium section. So move Connor Zilic up one more spot, has a bit of a gap between himself and Michael McDowell, who is about 15 or 20 car lengths in front of them. That battle continues to be the best among the leaders into turn 15. Zilic not able to get away from Ross Chastain. Behind them, Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, side by side, trading some paint there through turn number 15, just in front of Kyle Busch.
Yeah, Kyle Busch is trying to make a move now in turn number 17. He goes to the outside of the 20 of Chris Bell. He'll settle in behind now. Bell is all over Kyle Larson now into turn 19. Bell will try to drive inside off the corner. They're going to be side by side and door to door into turn number 20.
Bell and Larson on-track rivals on the pavement, on-track rivals on the dirt, and they are battling hard here. A couple of former Cota winners. Christopher Bell is going to get the advantage of Larson, who now drives to his inside with another Kyle behind him.
Larson tries to outbrake Christopher Bell in this corner. He will be successful thus far, but Christopher Bell says nothing of it. They bang doors. Now Kyle Busch to the outside of Kyle Larson, and Bell falls into third in that group as they head into the S's.
Which is all a battle for ninth, that they go up and down the hill here through turn number 3. And let's see as they come out of the Texas sunshine. Indeed, it's Kyle Larson, then Kyle Busch, Christopher Bell, Austin Cindric, and Ryan Preece and Chris Buescher. It is a 5-car train as Cindric looks under Bell just outside of the top 10. They're almost traded paint here in the short shoot.
Battle from 11th on back. Christopher Bell in 11th. 12th now is Austin Cindric, and here comes Ryan Preece, who had a great run off of 6B and up the back straightaway, is able to move to driver's left, pull up alongside Austin Cindric. So Cindric going backwards here, losing a couple of spots. First to Bell, now to Preece, and there's another car to his outside. That is Chris Buescher. Buescher to his left elbow as they head to the left-hander of turn number 15. So great racing just outside of the top 10. This pack of traffic actually led by Kyle Larson as he makes his way to 16.
Yeah, Larson's out in front of Kyle Busch now. Then's Chris Bell, then Preece right behind him. Those guys kind of separate from each other now after being very tightly together in the stadium course. The leaders, meanwhile, have made their way back to the front stretch.
Again, this is all happening about 13 seconds behind race leader Tyler Reddick, but my goodness, it is hard to ignore this battling from 10th on back. We see Kyle Larson exit turn number 20, and as Pat pointed out, Brad, finally a little bit of breathing room for these drivers running about 10th through 17th.
We're hearing that we're about 12 laps away, potentially, from some green flag pit stops. Now, the Sunoco fuel window is actually going to open up here in about 5 laps. But truthfully, Nick, looking at the Goodyear tire wear that we have, with the 750 horsepower that we have now on the Cup cars on road courses and short tracks this year, tire wear is probably going to be a bigger influence in Sunoco Fuel strategy.
Yeah, certainly a lot of drivers talked about no chance of doing it based on fuel. It's going to come down to making sure you've got 4 fresh Goodyear tires towards the end, or at least as fresh as you can keep them. That was the deciding factor a year ago when Christopher Bell won. Right now, Tyler Reddick's advantage, about a half a second. Ryan Blaney just hanging right there on the tire tracks, enough to make him sweat a little bit on this very warm Texas afternoon. And then there's Chase Briscoe. He's starting to creep into the mix, Brad, right there, about 2.2 seconds behind our race leaders.
Everyone will still have to come down pit road to get fresh tires and top off with Sunoco Fuel. With 34 laps to go, let's give you a leaderboard update sponsored by Progressive Insurance, making it easy to save money. When you bundle your auto policy with home, condo, or renters, you'll earn a multi-policy discount. Easy to bundle, easy to save. Visit Progressive.com.
Tyler Reddick is your race leader with 34 laps to go. Ryan Blaney runs in second. Chase Briscoe is third. Shane Van Gisbergen about 5 seconds back in the 4th position. William Byron runs in 5th. Michael McDowell is 6th. Rookie Connor Zillage has charged back to 7th after a spin at the start of stage number 2. His teammate Ross Chastain is 8th. Kyle Larson is 9th. And Kyle Busch runs in 10th.
Problem with Chase Briscoe, Andrew. He looks like he's slow in front of you.
He looked really slow down the front straightaway. And, he's getting passed by Michael McDowell as there's some tire smoke behind him. He gave a little wiggle, but definitely a problem for Chase Briscoe.
Christopher Bell already coming onto pit road. Let's go to Wendy Venturini.
Christopher Bell was one of the first cars to take advantage. 4 tires, Sunoco Fuel. The team looks pretty good and confident that was a fast stop for Christopher Bell. He was in the 11th position. As for, we're going to update you on Chase Briscoe in just a moment. He's having some issues, guys. We'll get back to you on it.
Thank you, Wendy. We can see him slow around the racetrack right now. He came off of turn number 20, Nick, and I saw him drive off to driver's right. Driver's right, when the asphalt ends, at least the bare asphalt ends, there is a strip of red paint right there. Briscoe got out of the way and let a lot of cars pass him. Wendy Venturini, what's the update?
Yes, for Chase Briscoe. Sorry, guys. There's a lot of communication happening. The left rear tire is the only one spinning for Chase Briscoe. It sounds like it's an axle issue. They are going to bring him in the garage. The team just ran back there to the hauler, and it looks like Chase Briscoe will be pulling it down pit road and back into the garage.
Boy, that is brutal for Chase Briscoe. Again, was running in 3rd and now could have mechanical issues that put him out of this race as he is certainly swerving back left and right, just trying to stay out of the way of drivers that are passing him. Looks like Joey Logano got around him moments ago for the 15th position. Also really interested, Brad, 32 laps to go. We just saw Christopher Bell on pit lane. My calculations are these teams can only do about 28 laps on a full fuel stint, so I'm not sure Bell can go the rest of the way. Meanwhile, here comes Chase Briscoe. He's on pit lane. How about an update on Ty Gibbs, Brett McMillan?
Yeah, Ty Gibbs has come in. This is going to be a regularly scheduled stop. I believe what the thought process is going to be is a stop now means a real short stop later on. I know that he's not the only one coming. Let's go to Wendy Venturini.
On this end, Daniel Suarez comes to a stop. Chase Elliott is on pit road. Daniel Suarez is going to get 4 tires Sunoco Fuel. Chase Elliott, who had issues early on, and they made some wholesale changes, also down pit road for 4 tires in Sunoco Fuel.
Thank you very much, Brett and Wendy. How are you going to beat the fastest cars on the racetrack? Do something different. And I feel like that's what they're doing. Nick, I do feel like they could maybe stretch out Sunoco Fuel, like Brett McMillan said, maybe do a short stop later. You are giving up a lot right now in Goodyear tires to be able to do this.
I like it. It is a roll of the dice. There's no doubt. And again, none of these drivers that just pitted are running inside about the top 5 or 6. So if you're going to beat Tyler Reddick or Ryan Blaney, who have opened up a nice gap on the majority of the field, looks like you're going to take a shot by doing it with a little pit strategy.
Tyler Reddick continuing to lead this race. They'll come off of turn number 20. This time by the start-finish line, we have 39 laps to go here in the Duramax Texas Grand Prix.
Let's go! You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Wherever you are in life, Freeway gives you more ways to choose and more ways to save. You choose the coverage, you choose the price. Because at Freeway, it's all about real people, real choices, and real savings for every driver. No matter where you live, Freeway's here to help. your way. And remember, you always win with Freeway. Go to freeway.com and start saving today. Freeway, your way.
More cars coming down to pit road with 31 to go. Let's go down to Napa Auto Parts pit reporter Wendy Venturini.
Bubba Wallace was just on pit road for 4 tires and fuel. He said when he leans into the corners, he has to really baby the throttle. He cannot give it 100%. So those are some adjustments they were working on for Bubba Wallace. Heather DeVoe.
And Joey Logano telling his team that he was lacking a rear grip and needed an adjustment to tighten him up. So they did some air pressure to help with the fronts.
Thank you very much, Wendy and Heather. Right now, we're seeing the leaders making their way through the stadium section. We'll hold it here for just a second just to see if Tyler Reddick and or Ryan Blaney choose to make the trip down pit road. It's going to be 30 to go the next time we come by the start-finish line. So, Pat Patterson, what are the leaders doing?
Look like they're staying out wide here to make the corner, so I don't see them coming down the pit road at the moment. I think they're going to go ahead and make another lap here, Brad.
We'll come back. We owe our stations a local break. From Circuit of the Americas, this is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call. Because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at crazy low prices. They have access to great prices and discounts at over 500 different airlines. Plus 300,000 hotels and rental car companies. Their prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find the best price for you. Call SmartFares today and get ready to see the world with a fat wallet.
800-603-6298. 800-603-6298. 800-603-6298. That's 800-603-6298.
Back at Circuit of the Americas, the Duramax Texas Grand Prix, and we've just had a couple more drivers come down to pit lane. Kyle Larson had routine stop. So did Chris Buescher. Still waiting on the race leaders, but Brad, we are now most certainly in the window with they're going to come to 29 to go. Tyler Reddick, Ryan Blaney, both going to bypass pit lane once again. So now they are both firmly in the window to be able to go the rest of the way without pitting. Some of those other drivers, though, I'm not quite sure, but certainly Reddick and Blaney have their game plan for wanting to go the rest of the way.
Tyler Reddick has separated himself from Ryan Blaney. The lead now 1.221 seconds. Shane Van Gisbergen has legitimately worked his way up to third, but he's 4.8 seconds back. William Byron 7 seconds back of the leader. Connor Zilic has moved up into the top 5 as well. A lot of excitement happening here, Nick, and I'm not going to call this the closing laps of the race just yet. We still have 29 laps to go, about a full third of this race, and the excitement is actually starting to heat up under the Texas sun.
Yeah, on track, and I think on pit lane as well, because for Tyler Reddick and Ryan Blaney, with these most assuredly being the last pit stops for fuel, a lot of pressure going to be put on those pit crews because, as we talked about, Reddick and Blaney have been separated by at most 1.2 seconds right now. So the slightest bobble on pit lane for Tyler Reddick, Ryan Blaney may have a chance to leapfrog him. So a lot of pressure about to put on the pit crews for really everyone throughout the top 5. Reddick, Blaney, Van Gisbergen, Byron Zilic, they all should be on pit lane here in the closing laps.
The one thing I love about motorsports is the great compromise when it comes in racing. If you get something, typically you have to give something. If you take more downforce, you're giving up drag, and so on and so forth. If you get fresher tires right now, these cars who had already come to pit road, they're making faster lap times than our race leader. Our race leaders are giving up time, but also what's happening to those drivers who have already pitted, they're giving up tire wear because theirs are certainly going to go a lot faster than the race leaders. Next time by, we're going to have 28 to go. Tyler Reddick, Ryan Blaney continue to stay out, along with third place running Shane Van Gisbergen. Connor Zilic stays out. He's running in 5th behind William Byron. As we pause 10 seconds for station identification, this is PRN, the Performance Racing Network. Welcome back to Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas. Alongside Nick Yeoman, my name is Brad Gilley. Joining us in the turns, Andrew Curlin, Doug Turnbull, Kyle Rickey, and Pat Patterson. Covering pit road, we have Brett McMillan, Wendy Venturini, and Heather DeBow. Your top 10 look like this with 28 to go. Tyler Reddick leads the Duramax Texas Grand Prix, followed by Ryan Blaney in second, Shane Van Gisbergen in third. Connor Zilic is behind William Byron. William Byron in fourth, Connor Zilic fifth. Sixth is Michael McDowell. Ross Chastain is seventh. Eighth is Ty Dillon, Austin Cindric ninth, and A.J. Allmendinger runs 10th.
Denny Hamlin right now is in the 11th position. John Hunter Nemechek is 12th. Todd Gilliland is 13th. Riley Herbst is 14th. First car that has pitted recently, and the guy that we may want to keep an eye on is Christopher Bell. He runs in the 15th position right now, 36.4 seconds behind the race leader Tyler Reddick. Rest of the top 20 sees Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in 16th, Kyle Larson 17th, Kyle Busch 18th, Chris Buescher in 19th, Ty Gibbs in 20th.
Let's pick up the leaders, Pat, see if they hit the pit road.
Well, we're going to see. Right now is when they'd be slowing up if they're going to, and it doesn't appear that they're going to. I don't know, but what those guys right now, Brad, maybe just working for a little overtime fuel. Does that make any sense?
Pat, that absolutely makes sense. Another thing, too, if we go back a year ago, Kyle Busch was the driver dominating this race, and he was dominating this race in a really good way. Right up until Adam Stevens kept Christopher Bell out 2 laps longer on tires. Christopher Bell methodically worked his way up to the back bumper of Kyle Busch, wore him out for just a couple of laps, and then passed him. Bell went on to drive into victory lane. Kyle Busch ended up finishing the race 5th last year. 2 laps and a difference of tires. That was the difference in 1st and 5th. And I feel like that's why we're seeing the leaders stay out as long as they possibly can.
That's why I love road racing so much, Brad, because the conventional wisdom is, well, you just count backwards from the end of the race, and then you try to hit that fuel window to make it on fumes across the start-finish line. But on a day like today, where it is so hot and these cars have extra horsepower and tire wear is important, I think you're right. We are now seeing the shift of these drivers want to stay out as long as possible if you're a contending front runner, because you want that extra grip on those Goodyear tires for that last stint after you pit. I think you're spot on with these guys wanting to stay out as long as possible to save the Goodyears on that final run.
Pat Patterson, let's pick up the leaders. We hear they might be getting some fresh rubber shortly.
Well, they're headed down to turn number 19 right now. There is a good deal of space between first and second. Here's Reddick, works underneath the tire barrier there. Now he'll start to get his car woed up, and he is headed to the pit road, and Blaney right behind him.
All right, so now we see the leaders coming to pit road for the first time in the Duramax Grand Prix in this final stage. This will give the lead to Shane Van Gisbergen. Let's go to Brett McMillan on pit road.
All right, Blaney's the first one in his pit. At one point, he was worried about the right front. Asked the crew to check it. They said it was all fine. Right side tires are on. They're coming around to the left side. Smooth so far. Heather DeBow.
No complaints from Tyler Reddick. This last run, they told him that he needs to work on the stadium section, but that was the only feedback heard. They're going to do 4 Goodyear tires and Sunoco fuel for the 45.
Thank you very much, Heather. Thank you very much, Brett. Watching this race off of pit road, looks like Tyler Reddick was stuck there a little bit longer. They are going to go side by side off of pit road. Andrew Curlin will let you call that.
It's a drag race right now, but give the advantage to Tyler Reddick, who pulls in line right behind his team owner, Denny Hamlin. But now Ryan Blaney is on Tyler Reddick's bumper. This could potentially be the race for the win as they head into the S's.
They're coming down the S's right now, and of course they're mid-pack as some of the other cars haven't pitted just yet. Watching them as Blaney is 2 car lengths back from Tyler Reddick. They also have Denny Hamlin's slower machine in front of them. Will Hamlin cede way to the driver that drives for his team? Nope, he doesn't. He pitches off the advance of Tyler Reddick, but Reddick looks to the inside at 6B.
But now Hamlin will swing wide to the exit of 6B and onto the back straightaway and allow both Tyler Reddick and Ryan Blaney to make the pass. Under braking into turn number 12. That sharp left-hander, Reddick hangs on to that position by a length over Ryan Blaney. Couple more back to Denny Hamlin, then Christopher Bell, who also made a stop just a few laps ago. 4th car in line in this pack of traffic as they make their way through the stadium section. The left-hander at turn 15, and Ryan Blaney continuing to peek to the inside of Tyler Reddick to try to reclaim that spot.
Blaney now putting the heat on Reddick. Reddick right off of the turn number 17 and 18, stays right tight to that red and white rumble strip area. Let's go down to Heather DeBow on the pit road.
Yeah, and SVG's making his way down pit road right now. Told his team he's still lacking in the rears and needs more grip, so that team going to work 4 tires. And Sunoco Fuel also in will be the 16 of AJ Allmendinger, Brett McMillan.
And Connor Zillinger finished up his 4-tire chain, spun the beginning of stage 2. Now he's headed back out, looking to finish in the top 10. And the DeVoe.
AJ Allmendinger coming down for that stop. Again, I mentioned his cool suit not working, but he's just lacking rear grip like most of these drivers we've heard from today. 4 Goodyear tires, a tear-off, and Sunoco Fuel for AJ Allmendinger.
William Byron will take the lead now of the Duramax Texas Grand Prix. He last pitted on lap 43. Michael McDowell, Ross Chastain chase him down. They last pitted on lap 42. Shane Van Gisbergen being shown in 4th. That's going to change, Nick. He was pitted past the start-finish line, so we'll get a bit of a reset here. But right now we see Van Gisbergen being hounded on the racetrack by Kyle Larson.
And he's on an outlap, which means there is not a lot of heat to those tires, so he's got to get those things up to temperature. Kyle Larson last pitted on lap 65, so his tires are up to temperature. There's going to be a crossover, but for at least right now, Shane Van Gisbergen is going to have to hang on for dear life. Meanwhile, change for the top position. Michael McDowell and William Byron, we expect them to pit, but McDowell just took the top spot away from William Byron. So move the Spire driver to the top spot, Brad, as they make their way around the carousel.
As they make their way through, coming up to turn number 19, that is the second to the last turn. Actually, William Byron, after turn number 19, he dives onto pit road. Now the former winner is actually coming in for his pit stop. We see Ross Chastain, outside pole sitter, 2022 winner at Circuit of the Americas, coming onto pit road as well. 40 miles per hour pit road speed here at Circuit of the Americas. To our Napa Auto Parts pit reporter, Heather DeVoe.
And for Ross Chastain, he said he's still a little tight and needs more rear grip, just like the last run. So he said, give me more of what you did on that last stop. Also in was William Byron, told his team that the rears didn't take off as good, and he's a little tight.
Thank you very much, Heather. We appreciate that. William Byron and Ross Chastain, they are down and away with their pit stops. We have 24 laps to go here in the Duramax Texas Grand Prix. Michael McDowell, Nick, looks like the only driver in the top 14, 15 that is still not come in for fresher tires, and he is out there on the racetrack all by himself.
Yeah, so he'll come to pit lane here shortly and have the freshest tires of anybody for the stretch run to the checkered flag. The problem, though, Brad, is he is giving up chunks and chunks of time. Been watching as drivers have come on pit lane. Those that pitted earlier are able to build bigger gaps. So it's going to work out in the long run for McDowell to have that speed at the end. But, boy, how much time is he losing staying out of the racetrack right now with 24 laps to go?
And guess what? When Michael McDowell pits, that will give up the lead to Tyler Reddick, your pole-winning driver. But Tyler Reddick is not having a nice Sunday drive here at Circuit of the Americas. He is being hounded by Ryan Blaney. Kyle Rickey, they're in front of you.
He has looked inside and out through the stadium section and is within 1 car length of trying to take that top spot away from Tyler Reddick once McDowell pits.
They make their way around turn number 18 now, headed 19. Reddick out in front of Blaney. He goes inside here, turn number 19. Blaney right in his tire tracks. They've been following each other all afternoon. Once again, Blaney right on the tail of the leader off of turn number 20.
Hearing reports that Alex Bowman has gone to the garage. He's being shown in 36th. Meanwhile, that battle for second on track continues to rage. It's Reddick and Blaney up the hill to 1.
Ryan Blaney about 2 car lengths back to Tyler Reddick as they go under heavy braking into turn number 1. He'll close the gap to about a car length, but Tyler Reddick gets a better drive off of turn number 1. They go down the hill. It's a sweeping right-hander into turn number 2 and into the view of Doug Turnbull.
The leader, Michael McDowell, is at turn 6A right now. The eventual leaders, Tyler Reddick and Ryan Blaney, are beginning through the S's. That's the gap that they've made up with 1 more pit stop than them. Ryan Blaney trails Reddick, coming up to the hard left-hander at 6A by 1 car length as Reddick's in control of this pod here. We'll see when McDowell pits later.
Then it's a large gap back to Christopher Bell in position number 4. Shane Van Gisbergen in 5th, just in front of Kyle Larson. The way they run up the back straightaway. The best race is for the current second spot. Tyler Reddick has it. Ryan Blaney wants to take it away into turn number 14. The sharp right-hander unable to make a pass, although he stuck his nose out for a moment. Did Blaney on Reddick. Reddick staying a little bit wider, keeping that momentum built just a bit onto the short straightaway. So it's Reddick in second, Blaney in position number 3.
And they stay about 2 car lengths apart as they enter turn 17. and 18. Watching Michael McDowell now as he works his way into turn number 20. He's going to stay out on the racetrack, I think, for another lap. So we'll keep with the battle for second and third. Here's Reddick, who's pulled to about a 5-car lead over Blaney into turn 20.
I love the strategy of crew chief Travis Peterson. That's the crew chief for race leader Michael McDowell. Nick, you pointed it out. This goes back to, if you're not the fastest car on the racetrack, you're going to have to do something different. Travis Peterson, it sounds like, is going to run Michael McDowell all the way to the end of this tank of Sunoco fuel.
And again, the problem for Michael McDowell right now is he is a full 3 seconds slower than Tyler Reddick and Ryan Blaney, and they've already closed it down to 9 seconds. So 2 or 3 more laps, they're going to be right on his back bumper. But I think the play for Michael McDowell here is get that car onto pit lane and then hope for a caution. And if he doesn't give up too many spots, he's going to have significantly fresher Goodyear tires. So if we get a caution, pack the field up, he may charge through the field and pass a lot of cars. It's a big gamble, Brad, but again, to your point, it's the only card that they have. I like the call as well.
Further we go, the more potential some of these other cars would come down for fresher tires as well. Andrew Curlin, I know you're on your third pickle right now and watching that gap close between the race leaders.
Absolutely. You know, you'd be able to take a picture of Michael McDowell's lead a few laps ago, and he had the entire front stretch to himself. Now that is certainly not the case. Both Tyler Reddick and Ryan Blaney have entered the picture. It's no secret that McDowell is bleeding time, but in terms of a visual comparison, McDowell had the whole front straightaway to himself, and that gap is just slowly closing in on Tyler Reddick.
So Tyler Reddick, 9.6 seconds behind. Ryan Blaney continues to stalk. How about the charge for Shane Van Gisbergen? Brad, we've been just watching him hanging there in that 5th position. Again, about 5 or 6 seconds behind Reddick or Blaney. That has stayed kind of stable, so SVG not making up those chunks that we might have expected here. And I think a lot of it's a credit that Tyler Reddick and Ryan Blaney are both really, really good today.
Shane Van Gisbergen separated from Ryan Blaney by Christopher Bell. Shane Van Gisbergen now is about 9 seconds behind Ryan Blaney. Ross Chastain goes off a course right now, Pat Patterson.
Yeah, he goes for a ride through the gravel pit down there. He keeps it running, keeps his foot in the throttle, spinning his way through the grass and the gravel, and he's going to make his way back, and we're not going to see a caution here. He's able to get his car going. Don't know what kind of damage he's done, but he heads to the pit road, and caution is on the speedway.
Caution for the third time today, the first one due to cause. Chastain, not what you want to see. If you're going to make the most out of a bad thing, the most out of a bad thing is the fact that he was able to cross traffic and go right onto pit road. There is a wheel sitting down there in the gravel.
That belongs to Ross. Yeah, we saw him. He was three-wheeling it left and right, trying to get his way back to pit lane, and now he comes to the attention of his Busch Light crew for Trackhouse Racing. In fact, let's go to pit lane and Brett McMillan. Check that, Heather LeBeau.
Yeah, Ross Chastain in right now. The team going to work on that right side. They actually had to get another jack to jack up the car because of the car being so low to the ground with that right rear being gone. But they've replaced those right side tires, going to work on the lefts. But tough break there for Ross.
That is a tough break, and that's a tough break for a couple of those really fast Busch Light crew members. They're going to have to spend a couple of weeks on vacation for the West Coast swing from Phoenix to Las Vegas. Let's go to Wendy Venturini.
Well, here's an interesting twist. Alex Bowman is out of the car due to a sickness. Who's getting in? Myatt Snyder, who is currently today the pit spotter for Jamie Little on the Fox TV broadcast. He was just asked by Chad Knaus to hop in the seat in a moment's notice. They had to get the seat ready. Alex Bowman has been transported to the Infield Care Center, and Myatt Snyder is in his driver's uniform, who was just pit spotting for Jamie Little, as I mentioned on the Fox broadcast. So Jamie's without a pit spotter because now he is the interim driver for Alex Bowman. Interesting twist down here in the garage, guys.
Well, Jamie Little, very, very capable of that. Myatt Snyder almost has the look of terror on his face as he's about to hop into a fast race car. This changes everything. Travis Peterson keeping Michael McDowell out. If everyone pits because they've been wearing out the tires, this could be the opportunity that McDowell needs. We're going to find out what's happening here when we come back to Circuit of the Americas with 20 to go.
What makes Toyota Racing? It's not just how we drive, it's why we drive. Bubba Wallace drives with resilience, building himself back up with a Toyota team that never lets him stay down. Jade Evadissian drives with determination to be faster, sharper, every lap, every day. Christopher Bell drives with inspiration. Because when talent meets the perfect team, you don't just win, you inspire what comes next. Toyota Racing. Your race, your story. Nascar is a registered trademark of the National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing, LLC.
Progressive knows that boat days can come with unexpected problems.
Dang, I forgot the wakeboard. How am I supposed to enjoy myself without my favorite water activity? I mean, sure, we could still go tubing, fishing, or even just relax on a floaty, but without the wakeboard, what's the point?
If a real problem comes along, your boat's protected 24/7 with Progressive, so you can keep worrying about boater problems. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in D.C.
Myatt Snyder hopping in the number 48 of Alex Bowman. Alex Bowman is sick. We're also hearing Eric Jones is not feeling well. Harrison Burton is sitting at the ready on top of his pit box. This caution out because a wheel fell off the number 1 of Ross Chastain. He's actually back on pit road. We're going to hold this here because we expect pit road to be a busy place. Everyone but race leader Michael McDowell has already come down pit road, and this might be strategy playing perfectly into the hands of his crew chief, Travis Peterson. For Michael McDowell, now having the lead, if everyone pits, it's going to put everyone on equal ground. But, Nick, we're going to have to find out who else might have a wacky strategy like Travis Peterson and keep their driver out on older tires.
Yeah, that's the thing. It wouldn't work for McDowell if he was the only one to pit. He'd go to the tail end of the lead lap. Of course, he'd have fresher tires, and he would pass quite a few of them. But he probably wouldn't find his way back to the front. Now, though, with the amount of tire wear, I think it opens it up for just about everybody to consider pitting. And if that's the case, a good pit stop could see Michael McDowell keep the lead with this remarkable strategy. Absolutely fantastic call by Travis Peterson and that team.
Here's the great thing. We still have 19 laps to go in this race the next time by. That's a lot of laps in a 95-lap race around this 2.4-mile circuit of the Americas. We see a lot of cars coming on pit road. Let's start things off with Brett McMillan.
And here's Michael McDowell. He's come into his top of his pit crew. It's going to be a 4-tire change, no adjustments. He's been happy with the car. And as you guys talked about, a ton of cars in. Let's go down pit road. Wendy Venturini.
Christopher Bell is going to be in its 4 tires, taking advantage of another pit stop for 4 fresh tires. And no adjustments for him, Heather DeVoe.
Joey Logano in on my end of pit road. Also AJ Allmendinger, as well as Kyle Larson. Cliff Daniels, prior to that caution coming out, saying that they were planning on doing a 2-tire pit stop. So here they are doing 4 tires on this run.
Oh my. Several drivers on pit road. Several drivers stayed out as well. Still out on the racetrack, Tyler Reddick will assume the race lead. Ryan Blaney, Shane Van Gisbergen, Connor Zillich, and William Byron. We owe our local stations a break. From Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas, this is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Hi, this is Doug Rice at PRN. Join me every Monday night for another great episode of Fast Talk.
I watched the race on TV, and they wanted to give him the mantle of greatest of all time, and he's won 4 races in a row. And so I can't do that yet. But I do think what we're watching is a guy who's changing the sport. He's changing the way the other drivers approach road racing. He's making them study. He's making them up their game.
That's Fast Talk right here on the Performance Racing Network.
It's hard to believe in this day and age in the United States of America that children are hungry.
Our time on this planet is short. We have to give back to those in need.
Every child has a chance, no matter what obstacles they may encounter.
Never have we been taxed more as a society to help kids the way we are right now.
At Speedway.
Welcome back to Circuit of the Americas alongside Nick Yeoman. I'm Brad Gilley. What a wacky turn of events we have had. Let's go back to Napa Auto Parts Pit reporter Brett McMillan.
And I'm here with Travis Peterson, crew chief for Michael McDowell. The freshest tires out there, but the track position strategy sure worked, didn't it?
Well, I got the freshest ones now, so then they all better watch out because Michael did a great job managing that run. I was actually looking forward to pitting right before all the 2-stop guys and having track position and the best tires to catch the guys that came early. The caution didn't hurt us here, but it did give a few guys a break that did catch it. So we're definitely a top 5 car here, and I have no doubt we'll get there because some of those guys have a little bit of abused their tires there, but I like being the first guy on offense here.
Well, and you got a guy who's pretty good on road courses, don't you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He's a stud. He did a great job managing that run. And, let's go win this thing.
All right. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much, Brett McMillan. We appreciate that. We're going to go around the circuit at least one more time before we get back under green. From Circuit of the Americas, it's the Duramax Texas Grand Prix.
Denny Hamlin on the role of sponsors.
We have some partners that have been very strategic to us in the past, and not only are they the resources behind the money that we spend on the racetrack, but we also use a lot of their resources that they have within their own company to make our cars faster, or maybe make our drivers or our teams smarter when making decisions. So we've had several of those relationships over the years, and certainly continue to lean on those.
NASCAR Network Radio drives business.
In the automotive industry, time and trust mean everything. Miss an electrical problem, and it can mean big problems for your operation. That's why Napa believes in testing the 5 critical components in every vehicle: the battery, starter, alternator, relay, and serpentine belt. And why we deliver the parts, tools, and expertise you need to catch problems before they become breakdowns. So test every vehicle and trust the name that keeps your bays busy and your business moving full speed ahead. Napa know-how!
From Circuit of the Americas, this is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Hi, I'm David Stiles of PRN, and I know the news cycle is very fast-paced, and we're here to bring you even more fast-paced news about the sport of NASCAR.
I'm extremely happy and proud to be holding this trophy. Obviously, I'm on the good side of it right now.
The latest news from the racetrack, the biggest storylines in the garage, and our opinions about the sport. You can hear all of it on PRN's Garage Pass.
Need a break? A break from the grind? The stress? We have just the place. A place where you can let your inner thrill-billy out. Bristol Motor Speedway, April 10th through the 12th for the NASCAR Food City 500 Triple Header Weekend. 3 days, 3 races, 2 night races, 1 epic weekend. Don't just take a break, race to it. Get your tickets, upgrades, and more now at BristolMotorspeedway.com. It's not just a race.
It's Bristol, baby!
Coming up here shortly, the Toyota Camry XSE pace car will pull off the track and back onto pit road. We'll restart with 17 to go. Your race, your story. Be a part of the action at ToyotaRacingUSA.com.
Well, Pat Patterson, it looks like the top 14 drivers stayed out. Michael McDowell's going to restart 15th. How are they looking as they make their way through the carousel, getting set to go racing here with 17 laps to go?
Well, pace car formation is the way they are right now as they work their way over here right into turn number 16. And up front, a couple of guys that have been doing it all day long, Ryan Blaney alongside Tyler Reddick. Then it's Connor Zilich up here with his teammate to the outside in the 97. Of course, that's Shane Van Gisbergen. You've got the 38 up here alongside the 24 car of William Byron. They are all set to go. Everybody's trying to get those tires as warm as they possibly can right now. Track's pretty hot and the sun's starting to set. Pace car's got the lights off. They work their way through turns number 19 and they get ready for a restart here. But we got them all stacked up, all racked up. We got the fans on their feet. 17 or so laps to go here to settle it up at the Circuit of America. Here comes the field into turn number 20.
Getting ready to hit the Echo Park Automotive restart zone. Echo Park Automotive, every car happy owner. Toyota of Tyler Reddick on the inside. The Ford Mustang of Ryan Blaney. Stalking from behind, Trackhouse teammates Van Gisbergen and Zilich.
It's a duel of Lone Star State as Shane Van Gisbergen shoots it 3 wide. He wants the lead. Tyler Reddick and Ryan Blaney will hold serve as there's trouble behind him. Zane Smith and Connor Zilich spin, but up front, it's still Tyler Reddick with the lead, but Shane Van Gisbergen moves to second.
The young driver spun out of the top 10 as well as the field gets back going. We stay green. Tyler Reddick down the hill through the S's, left turn through turn number 5. Van Gisbergen up to second. Ryan Blaney at third under assault from William Byron. And the 4th spot as the drivers put their right tires in the dirt out of turn 6. Christopher Bell in 5th place locks up his tires. Van Gisbergen stalks the leader, Reddick.
And here comes Denny Hamlin into the top 5. Behind them, we try to look for Michael McDowell on the freshest tires. He's beginning to make his way forward just behind Ty Gibbs right now and just outside of the top 10. At the front, it is Tyler Reddick, the race leader, into the right-hander. Turn number 14 has a length over the rest of the field, including Shane Van Gisbergen in the second spot, Ryan Blaney in third, William Byron, Denny Hamlin rounding out the front five right now. They have singled out toward the front. A lot of drivers making some bold moves in the back on some of that fresh rubber, trying to get to the front.
Reddick's got the lead. Van Gisbergen has got the view of that lead right now. Behind him, Ryan Blaney in that third spot. Then it's William Byron, Denny Hamlin, and Chase Elliott into turn 19. Reddick holds us pretty well through that corner. Sets up nicely for turn number 20. Call the separation first to second, about 2 car lengths now.
Zane Smith trying to limp his car back to pit lane. Up front, though, it is Tyler Reddick by about 4 car lengths. He got a good exit off of turn 20. Pull the gap on Shane Van Gisbergen with 16 to go.
It's the last person you want to see in your rear view mirror, but Tyler Reddick is handling this brilliantly. As further back, Christopher Bell looks for position on Chase Elliott. He's going to bump into Denny Hamlin. Eric Jones overshoots the corner. Chaos here in turn 1, but it's all Tyler Reddick out front.
And Tyler Reddick down the hill there. A reminder that Christopher Bell may be the highest running driver on new tires right now. Can he do what he did a year ago with newer rubber and chase the lead? But Reddick with a 3 car length lead over second place Van Gisbergen, who gaps Ryan Blaney at third by 1 car length. They slow way down as Christopher Bell gets a shot behind them from Chase Elliott there in the back of the top 10.
That's just outside of the top 5. Bell has the position just behind Denny Hamlin, just in front of Chase Elliott. Riley Herbst to get out of shape early in this race over here in the stadium section, running in among the top 10 right now as well, but has a challenge to his left from Ty Gibbs. Gibbs gets a good run into turn number 14. The right-hander, those two side by side for position for about the 9th spot on the course, and Gibbs going to have the advantage by the time they get to turn 15. It's a left-hander. He's in the left side of that battle. The shorter way around takes the spot away. Michael McDowell also part of that mix as well in 16.
The heat is going to be on Ryan Blaney. He has got to find a way around that number 97 if he wants any hope of being able to win this race today. Right now as the laps dwindle down. Out front, here's Reddick, swung out wide, headed to turn 20. Behind him, he works right into that second spot. Shane Van Gisbergen watches him head back to the front stretch.
It's go time here in the Lone Star State. Tyler Reddick leads Shane Van Gisbergen. Then it's Ryan Blaney, William Byron, Denny Hamlin. Christopher Bell on the freshest tires has moved up to 7th.
It's fun watching Christopher Bell make moves. He stalks Denny Hamlin right now for that 6th position. He looks to his inside, but Hamlin shuts the door. He's going to continue to follow Denny Hamlin as they work their way into the S's.
Spirited battle amongst Joe Gibbs Racing teammates out front. Shane Van Gisbergen has not been able to close the gap on Tyler Reddick, though it could be the long play. Van Gisbergen so good at saving tires. Now, back to that 6th position or so. Christopher Bell outbreaks Denny Hamlin. Hard under the brakes there, later into first gear, and back to the throttle earlier. Moved him up into that position 6.
Christopher Bell picking up a car about every half lap or so, and now passes Denny Hamlin to the exit of 6B and onto the back straightaway, moves him into the top 5. 4 cars in front of him, about 10 car lengths ahead is Christopher Bell now in 5th. His next challenger could be William Byron. Byron in the 4th spot, and he is just a few car lengths behind the battle for 2nd, which is getting hot. Here comes Ryan Blaney peeking to the inside as Shane Van Gisbergen off of turn number 15 through the stadium section, all losing ground to race leader Tyler Reddick.
Blaney trying to close down on SVG, and behind him is William Byron, looking awfully good at this point of the race. A little further back, Michael McDowell still trying to make up some time. He's got Ty Gibbs in front of him. Here's the leader off turn 19, headed to 20. Tyler Reddick, again, back to the stripe.
Shane Van Gisbergen's got to find a second to run down Tyler Reddick. The bigger concern, though, right now is Ryan Blaney getting larger in the mirror. They're separated by a car length, Andrew, as they battle for 2nd.
Absolutely. Tyler Reddick has started to check out as Blaney peeks to the inside, but thinks better of it, of Shane Van Gisbergen. He wants the 2nd position to try to make one final charge on Tyler Reddick for the lead. Further back, there's a good battle between Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, and Ty Gibbs as they work their way towards the S's.
And really, Chase Elliott's highest running position today there as they're running down the hill. Let's pick up the 2nd place battle again. Let's see if Ryan Blaney can do anything for Shane Van Gisbergen, as Blaney is much more aggressive into turn number 6 at 6A. Makes a hard left, but stays a car length behind him. As here comes Michael McDowell on new tires, passing Denny Hamlin for about the 8th spot now in the short shoot.
That battle just inside of the top 10 and reaching the back straightaway now. Michael McDowell on Denny Hamlin. Further up, Shane Van Gisbergen looking to manage the tires and at the same time manage track position, trying to stay in front of Ryan Blaney and trying to keep race leader Tyler Reddick within arm's reach. Van Gisbergen right now in the second spot, about 3 car lengths behind Tyler Reddick, just in front of Ryan Blaney. Then it's William Byron and a fast closing Christopher Bell, several car lengths back last time by. He is all but a part of the top 5 lead battle now in 16.
Reddick trying to manage that 3-car gap, 4-car back out to Shane Van Gisbergen. Another 4 cars back to Ryan Blaney. 5 car lengths back to William Byron. Through turns 19 they go now. It's a long way back to the 5th place man running into turn number 20. Here's the leader, Reddick, back to the stripe.
When we come back, we will take you green flag commercial free to the checkered flag as we have 13 laps to go in the Duramax Texas Grand Prix.
From fueling NASCAR champions on the track for over 20 years to innovating 94 octane, the highest octane on the market. Performance is what Sunoco does. All Sunoco fuel at the pump meets the same top-tier standards as the fuel used in NASCAR. From the track to your tank, you can trust Sunoco to help your vehicle perform at its peak.
AA made all the difference in my life. I noticed that most of the goals I had as a kid were slipping by. I didn't feel like the person I hoped to be. After all those years of drinking, I really didn't know myself. When I was out there drinking, I was always looking for the next great party to make me feel all right. With AA, I found a better way to life. And I feel good in my everyday life, even without a drink in my hand.
Visit AA.org for more information. And download the Meeting Guide app to find a meeting near you.
Tyler Reddick leads here at Circuit of the Americas, but it's getting closer as Shane Van Gisbergen is stalking. We'll be coming to 12 to go. We'll take you back commercial free from Cota. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Welcome to PRN's At the Track. I'm Lenny Baticki. We are PRN's half-hour weekly show dedicated to the short track, dirt track, legends, and kart racing across the Southeast. We provide our audience with the news and insightful conversations with the newsmakers from grassroots racing. How did that help you this time to take this victory from a grassroots perspective?
I definitely felt like Martinsville was a lot harder than the other one.
That's PRN's At the Track.
Hi, I'm David Stiles of PRN, and I know the news cycle is very fast-paced, and we're here to bring you even more fast-paced news about the sport of NASCAR.
I'm extremely happy and proud to be holding this trophy. Obviously, I'm on the good side of it right now.
The latest news from the racetrack, the biggest storylines in the garage, and our opinions about the sport. You can hear all of it on PRN's Garage Pass.
Welcome back to Circuit of the Americas. We will take you green flag commercial free to the checkered flag, brought to you by Toyota Racing. Your race, your story. Be a part of the action at ToyotaRacingUSA.com. The lead battle tightens up, Kyle Rickey.
And it includes Christopher Bell, who just moved around William Byron. He is up to 4th within striking distance of 3rd place William Byron. And they're both behind race leader Tyler Reddick and Shane Van Gisbergen in 2nd.
Christopher Bell's got the fastest car out of this bunch right now. The question is, can he find the places to put it to work? Right up next, he's got Ryan Blaney right in front of him. Bell in the 4th spot. No change up front. Reddick's got control by a car length and a half over SVG. They work their way out of 19 into turn 20. Here's the leader back to the front stretch.
At no point in the 78-year history of NASCAR has a driver ever opened the season winning the first 3 races. Tyler Reddick's going to have to earn it, holding off Shane Van Gisbergen. He's closing Andrew into 1.
He is, but I'm looking at the battle for 3rd. Christopher Bell has tires and no time to kill. He closes in on Ryan Blaney. It's 1 car length now between the 2 yellow cars as Christopher Bell looks to go back-to-back wins here at Cota. He's going to have to pass Blaney for 3rd to do it, though.
They're down the hill out of turn number 2, Andrew, and they've got about an 8-car length deficit to the 2 leaders. So let me pick up that battle again as it's tight. Shane Van Gisbergen gets way more aggressively through turn number 6, and he diamonds the corner of 6A as they make that left-hand turn. Closes right up to Tyler Reddick, but Reddick gaps him down the short chute. Blaney's still sitting at 3rd.
Racing in pairs right now among the top 4 as they hit the back straightaway. Tyler Reddick and Shane Van Gisbergen within a car length of each other, racing for the lead. Ryan Blaney, Christopher Bell, couple of car lengths back, running for the third spot. Both have been able to drive away from William Byron. Underbraking into the right-hand turn, number 14. Here comes Christopher Bell. Sees an opening to the inside of Ryan Blaney. Blaney holds him off and will have the shorter way around, or will he by the time they get to turn 15? What a crossover move for Christopher Bell. Positions that Toyota to driver's left and into the third spot.
All right, Christopher Bell is going to force SVG's hand in a minute because he's going to come looking for the same real estate that SVG owns at the moment. That battle, though, between second and third opened up a good gap between the first two cars, the leader, Tyler Reddick, and second place, SVG. They're now back to the front stretch.
This time by 10 laps to go in the Duramax Texas Grand Prix. Tyler Reddick looking for 3 in a row. Shane Van Gisbergen looking to win 6 road races in a row.
These leaders are going to want to advance their position and get away because Christopher Bell is on his way to the front. Tyler Reddick holds off Shane Van Gisbergen for now, but he gets to the back bumper of the race leader.
And makes a wide exit to turn number 2. Gets right behind him in the S's. Almost thought about too wide as Shane Van Gisbergen there behind the leader Reddick. And he is really aggressive at turn number 6. He puts his tires further to the driver's right and then tries to cut more to the left. But Reddick is doing a masterful job there on equal rubber, keeping him at bay. And on newer rubber, Christopher Bell has gotten around Blaney for third.
But how aggressive was Christopher Bell on that newer rubber, trying to get to the third spot? That's where he is now and is driven away from Ryan Blaney, William Byron, Ty Gibbs. Those behind him having a tough time catching the race leaders, Tyler Reddick and Shane Van Gisbergen. They are still 1 car length apart as they make their way through the stadium section. Now into the left-hand turn, number 15. It is Reddick over Van Gisbergen, Christopher Bell, some 15 or so car lengths back in the third spot. Same amount of gap back to Ryan Blaney in fourth.
Make no mistake about it, Tyler Reddick is doing a heck of a job of holding off SVG right now. Van Gisbergen, 2 car lengths separate first and second. It's a long way back to the 20 of Christopher Bell. The leaders are through turn 19. Swing out wide here and get set up for turn number 20. Reddick trying to hold off one of the best in the business.
Last time at the start-finish line, Christopher Bell in third was 2.8 seconds back. Right now, being shown 2.9. So, Andrew, he is not catching the front 2 as they head up the hill with 9 to go.
Yeah, it's all about these front 2 right now. And if Tyler Reddick wants to make history, he's going to have to hold off the best at road courses to do it. Right now, the gap is 2 car lengths as Tyler Reddick is looking very composed against a very strong Shane Van Gisbergen.
Van Gisbergen is hungry there, but Reddick wants more after a winless season a year ago. They curl that left around turn 3 down the hill. As it looks like Shane Van Gisbergen got a piece of the tire barrier going through turn 4. They're down the hill at turn 6, hard on the brakes. Van Gisbergen curls that corner harder, but Reddick keeps him a car length back.
Still about a car length and a half between the top 2. Tyler Reddick, the race leader, as he hits the back straightaway. Shane Van Gisbergen in second. Large gap back to Christopher Bell. One of the fastest cars on the course right now. Ty Gibbs just moved around Ryan Blaney for the 4th spot. Gibbs closing in on his Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota teammate of Christopher Bell for third. Gibbs coming to the front of the field, but still has a long way to go to catch Bell. Bell in turn about the same distance behind the lead duo as they exit turn 15. It's Reddick by 3 car lengths over Shane Van Gisbergen.
Into turn 17 they go. The battle for the lead on in turn 18 now. 4 car separation between the 45 of Tyler Reddick and the 97 of Shane Van Gisbergen. A long way back to Christopher Bell. However, making up some ground now as he tries to catch back up to the leaders. Here's the leader once again, setting out wide in turn number 20.
8 laps to go. Shane Van Gisbergen telling Tyler Reddick, I dare you to make a mistake. Tyler Reddick saying, nothing doing. I'm going to start to pull away as we head up the hill.
It's the battle of old tires and fresh tires. Tyler Reddick, Shane Van Gisbergen, the front 2 on old tires. Behind them, Christopher Bell and Ty Gibbs on new tires. Who can make it to the end at Cota? That's the question. But right now up front, Tyler Reddick is starting to advance his lead over Shane Van Gisbergen.
SVG is the pickle inside of the Toyota sandwich there in the top 4, running second, and now trailing by 2 car lengths as they're going down the hill through the S's as the sun begins to get closer to the horizon here. The pay windows open here at Circuit of the Americas, and Christopher Bell seems to be catching these leaders as he trails them now by about 6 car lengths.
Slowly but surely, Christopher Bell in the 3rd spot is reeling him in, or reeling them in, but does he have enough time? Ty Gibbs still a distant fourth, is kind of stabilized in that position behind them. Michael McDowell also on those fresh tires in a race with Ryan Blaney for position number 5. Blaney has it. McDowell wants it as they weave their way through the stadium section of this course. Here is McDowell to driver's right on Ryan Blaney, and he will pick up the 5th position onto the short straightaway to turn 16. Already in turn 16, race leader Tyler Reddick.
Tyler Reddick is there. SVG is there. And guess what? That 20 car is closing in on those top 2. Christopher Bell doing a great job right now of making use of his tires, trying to catch this lead duo off of turn number 19 into turn number 20. Reddick with about an 8-car lead over second place, Shane Van Gisbergen.
Coming to 7 laps to go here in Texas. Tyler Reddick won his first race with 2311 Racing right here at Cota. He's trying to open the season with 3 in a row as he heads back up the hill.
Shane Van Gisbergen, one of the best drivers on the long run, but Tyler Reddick wants to tell him that there's a new road course ringer in town. He continues to extend his lead over Shane Van Gisbergen. What a drive for Tyler Reddick.
He's opened up that gap as they go down the hill and make the right-hander through turn 2, then start turning left through the S's up to 3rd gear as they're still managing their distance over Christopher Bell. Bell not able to catch him as he trails them by about 7 car lengths. It's about a 3-car length difference between the leader Reddick at turn 6A turning left and Shane Van Gisbergen in second as they're back to the gas.
Christopher Bell still a ways back in that 3rd spot in the DeWalt Toyota, and then about 10 or so car lengths back to his teammate in Ty Gibbs in 4th, who had a charge toward the front of the field but is stalled out in that 4th spot. Michael McDowell moved around Ryan Blaney a lap ago. He is in 5th, but unable to gain any ground right now on the race leader, Tyler Reddick, who is through turn number 14 on approach to the left-hander, turn 15. About 4 or 5 car lengths between the top 2. Tyler Reddick, the race leader, Shane Van Gisbergen in 2nd. Christopher Bell continues to slowly close in, but time is beginning to run thin.
Van Gisbergen trying to cool those tires down. Maybe he gets another shot up there when he can get back tight to the bumper of the leader. Here is Reddick into turn number 19, pulls that wheel to the left, lets the car drift out wide between 19 and 20, sets himself up for a smooth entry into turn number 20. No pressure from behind, at least not for now.
It's been a great charge for the drivers that took fresh tires. Michael McDowell's driven all the way to 5th, Christopher Bell all the way to 3rd, but Bell is 3.2 seconds behind. It's still Reddick, Van Gisbergen into 1.
As the laps wind down, so does the nervous anticipation. But right now, time seems to be running out for Shane Van Gisbergen as Tyler Reddick advances his lead. It's about equidistant, Reddick's lead, as it is Bell to closing in on SVG.
And that's what Tyler Reddick wants to see. Could Bell catch the second place Van Gisbergen machine and allow Reddick to open up even more of a gap? Reddick has overcome some adversity earlier today, thought he had a loose wheel. Well, he makes a left-hand turn right now and still keeps his lead managed over second place Shane Van Gisbergen.
Time is running out for Shane Van Gisbergen. Tires may be wearing out as well as he's losing a little bit of ground every passing lap. Tyler Reddick seems to add a car length or 2 onto his lead. Out in front right now through the stadium section into turn number 14 is Tyler Reddick. Shane Van Gisbergen quite a distance back in the runner-up spot. Christopher Bell looks like he's closing in on SVG just a bit in 3rd. Ty Gibbs in 4th, and then Michael McDowell in 5th. Ryan Blaney and Kyle Larson, the best battle among the top 10 right now. They are racing for 6th. Blaney goes a bit wide in turn 15. That'll open the door for Kyle Larson to get up alongside those two side by side in the 16.
Here's the leader, Tyler Reddick, down into turn number 19. He's increased his distance over the number 97 of Shane Van Gisbergen. Reddick lets the car eat way out wide here as he sets up for turn number 20. Reddick lights the tires up just a little bit getting into the corner.
Do not tune away. We're witnessing history here at Circuit of the Americas as Tyler Reddick continues to stretch the lead over Shane Van Gisbergen. 5 laps to go.
Tyler Reddick climbs the hill looking so calm and composed under pressure. It's a hard left hairpin turn up the hill, and now Reddick makes his way down into turn number 2. Tyler Reddick back into the S's.
And he comes down the hill there. It takes a conservative wide arch out of turn 2 and also doesn't push the issue too much through 3, 4, and 5. These S's down the hill, staying far off the tire barriers as he comes up and down the hill of turn 6. Shane Van Gisbergen, does he have any left in the tank, tire-wise or trick-wise, to catch the winner of the first 2 races of this season in Reading?
Right now, the answer is no for Shane Van Gisbergen. About 15 car lengths between the top 2. Tyler Reddick, the leader. Van Gisbergen in the second spot. Gains a little bit of ground under braking into the left-hander, turn number 12. That enters the stadium section, but not enough to mount a challenge. Christopher Bell still a distant third. Ty Gibbs in fourth, and Michael McDowell to round out the top 5. The race for 6 is also stretched out just a bit. Kyle Larson able to get around Ryan Blaney a lap or so ago. Larson has that spot by a car length over Ryan Blaney as the leader already in turn 16 for Tyler Reddick.
Reddick's got that tumble machine in the wind now, working turns number 17 and 18. Once again, gets the car pointed right into turn number 19. Hard left-hand corner here, pulls on the wheel, lets that car drift out wide and let it cool as best as it can. Gets himself set up for turn number 20. It's a long way back to SVG at this point.
Want to document a fantastic battle for 6th that is finally cooled. Kyle Larson, Ryan Blaney, they leaned on each other. Larson gets the best of it. He runs 6th. All eyes, though, Andrew, are on Tyler Reddick with 4 to go.
Tyler Reddick's team owner, Michael Jordan, wants to win, no exceptions. It's been an unbelievable start for the driver of the number 45, and he just continues to extend his lead over Shane Van Gisbergen. Looking good for Tyler Reddick as he goes into the S's.
The pole sitter of the last 2 Cota races, the pole sitter of the last 2 Cup races, the winner of the last 2 Cup races here as Tyler Reddick here is trying to make it 3 in a row. He's got an 8 car length advantage over Shane Van Gisbergen. No pressure behind for 3rd place Christopher Bell. Ty Gibbs sits there in the 4th spot, having his best run of the season.
Tyler Reddick's world right now, we're just living in it as he's the race leader, looking for a historic 3rd win in a row. Just a couple of laps from now. May have some traffic to face before this one is all said and done. Zane Smith, Austin Cindric, a couple of seconds in front of Tyler Reddick. Still the gap back to Shane Van Gisbergen, about 10 or so car lengths. 10 more back to Christopher Bell in 3rd. Ty Gibbs in 4th. Michael McDowell in 5th. No change there. The only battle, Chase Elliott closing in on Ryan Blaney for a spot just outside of the top 5 as Tyler Reddick enters turn 16.
Tyler Reddick nice and smooth now through 17, turn number 18. Gets that car pointed down the hill once again, headed to turn number 19. Van Gisbergen doing all he can to keep him in sight right now. Nowhere near getting close enough to pass him. Here's Reddick making his way over to turn number 20, counting the laps down as he heads down the front stretch once again.
No driver has ever led more than 50 laps at Cota. Tyler Reddick has already done that. No driver has won twice here. No driver has won the first 3 races in a row. Tyler Reddick's trying to do all of it.
And when NASCAR announced the chase format, you wondered who was going to step up to the plate and swing. Right now, Tyler Reddick is showing the entire field that he is here to play and he is here to stay. Tyler Reddick only a few more laps away from victory as he heads into the S's.
And let's see if there's any assault that Shane Van Gisbergen can pull at him in the S's here. No, it is a big-time gap. Almost 2 full S turns back from Reddick to Shane Van Gisbergen as Tyler Reddick, your leader, has brought the party from Corning, California to Texas here with just a handful of laps to go.
Then letter perfect for much of the day for Tyler Reddick, but not home yet. Still has a couple of laps left and has to keep it between the stripes here around this 2.4-mile road course for Tyler Reddick for a few more laps, continuing to build on his advantage over Shane Van Gisbergen in 2nd. Christopher Bell is indeed closing in on SVG for the runner-up spot. That could get good before this one is all said and done. Ty Gibbs all by himself in the 4th spot. Michael McDowell in 5th. Blaney trying to recoil and have another challenge on Kyle Larson for 6th, but they are all well behind the race leader, Tyler Reddick, who's already in turn 16.
Here he comes through turn 17. Once again, right-hand corner here, lets the car veer out just a little, hangs up tight as he sets up for turn number 19, drives hard into the corner, swing out wide to the right, now back inside the tire barrier, lets the car drift out over into turn number 20. He takes it now a healthy lead over the 2nd place Shane Van Gisbergen.
How about 3.3 seconds for Tyler Reddick as he streaks his way across the start-finish line. 2 laps to go here in Circuit of the Americas.
He told us before the season started, being successful at Cota is all about how the leader sets the tone. And what a tone Tyler Reddick is setting today. Domination over the best road course racer we have right now, Shane Van Gisbergen in second. But it's all Tyler Reddick as he goes into the S's. 2 laps to go.
The driver of the Chumba Casino Toyota was knocked down in 2025. He's gotten up again at 26 here. Just a couple of laps remain to secure his third victory in a row to start the season here. It's a big, big advantage over Shane Van Gisbergen in second. His third place, Christopher Bell, is starting to close up on Shane Van Gisbergen Chevrolet.
That could be the battle for second here in the next lap and a half. Shane Van Gisbergen just trying to hang on to that runner-up spot. Christopher Bell reeling him in, still about 10 lengths between those two cars in second and third. A full straightaway, that's a short straightaway between turns 13 and 14 between race leader Tyler Reddick and that second place battle. Shane Van Gisbergen a bit out of shape. Back end kicks out on him just a bit. That allows Christopher Bell to close to within 4 car lengths of second. Bell in third, as Tyler Reddick continues to drive off into the Texas sunset.
Now, there's no such thing as a perfect race, but, man, he is getting awfully close this afternoon. Tyler Reddick working turns number 17 and 18, back down into 19, swings out wide, inside now to the corner, safely off of 19 and headed to the turn number 20 and looking for that white flag here as he makes that left-hand corner.
1 lap to go, 1 lap until history for Tyler Reddick. Reddick will see the white flag in the air as he heads down the front straightaway and climbs the hill for the final time.
White flag is out for Tyler Reddick. Last dance around Cota for driver 45. Fans are on their feet cheering on Tyler Reddick as he looks to make history. He's 15 corners away from NASCAR history as Tyler Reddick makes it into the S's one final time.
And he does so conservatively through turn 2 and down the hill to 3. That left-hander in the shade, then out of the sunshine at 4 and 5. The crowd here on their feet in the hill at turn number 6 as Tyler Reddick with a healthy advantage goes through turn 6A one more time, down into first gear, back into the gas with a checkered flag in sight.
Half a lap away from making some history for Tyler Reddick off of turn 6B for the final time. Up the back straightaway and by the throng of fans here in the stadium section. They are on their feet cheering Tyler Reddick through turn number 12, now into 13. 15 car lengths, the advantage for Tyler Reddick over Shane Van Gisbergen, Christopher Bell, and Ty Gibbs. That's the front 4, all of which trying to close in on a historic run on Tyler Reddick through turn 15 and onto the short straightaway and around the tower for the final time here at Cota.
Here comes Tyler Reddick one more time through turns number 17, through turn number 18. Smoothly, he moves that car and points it right at turn number 19. It has been a fantastic afternoon for driver number 45. Off of turn number 19 he goes. He heads to turn 20 for the final time today.
His car owner, Michael Jordan, pulled off a pair of three-peats in his legendary NBA career. Today, 23XI is going to do it as a NASCAR team. Tyler Reddick races his way into the history books. He wins at Circuit of the Americas, becoming the first driver in the 78-year history of NASCAR to open a season winning back-to-back races. 3 straight for Tyler Reddick. He gets it done here at Austin, Texas.
Shane Van Gisbergen will once again be denied at Cota. He will finish second. Defending winner Christopher Bell finishes third. Ty Gibbs, a 4th place run for him. That puts 3 Toyotas up in the top 4. Micah McDowell came home 5th. 6th was Kyle Larson. Chase Elliott finished 7th. 8th was Ryan Blaney. A.J. Allmendinger 9th. Denny Hamlin 10th as we go to Heather DeBow.
And here now with Michael Jordan. He's just made history with his team. Michael, real quickly, he's celebrating here. We're going to let him go to TV with Jamie Little, but the team is going nuts down here, guys. Everybody is super excited. They've just made history here. 23XI, Tyler Reddick. It's going to be incredible, but TV's going to get him, Jamie Little, and then we'll try to grab a word with Michael Jordan.